Otis rendition of the national anthem with the bugle horn. Carmen, formerly with the Cubs, ended his career a couple of years ago, but while playing, embarked on a second career, which now is his major career, I presume, and that is as a musician. Did a fine job. And we're all set for baseball. Well, Mary, I think the last few weeks you haven't been with us, and I think you've missed out on some of these opening applauses here by these Sox fans. I don't know, I'm trying to put it into words, but I guess I can't. Maybe you as a former teacher can do better.
I don't know about that, but it's truly amazing. It's nothing like anything I've ever seen before. It's fantastic. These fans are so caught up in all of this, and well, they should be. The team has been playing Super Bowl. I wish I could have been here to see more of it.
All right, Steve Stone on the mound getting in his warm-up coffee. Stoney has won 10. He has lost 7. He was 1-1 against Kansas City this year, and he is 1-2 against the Royals lifetime. This will be his 4th start against the Royals. Both decisions came in Comiskey Park as he won 8-3 in a root-going job on May 19th. Then he lost to the Royals by the same score here on July 12th. Ironically, he said he thought he had good stuff that day, but the good stuff went right into the right field seats, and he was defeated. And days like that happen. He had an 0-1 record against Kansas City back in 1973, his only other season in the American League. Stone has hurled 7 complete games this year, and in 6 of his 10 victories, Laren LeGros has got the save. They've been quite a duo here for the White Sox this year. Checking the defense out, Jim Essian will be catching the first game. Jim Spencer's down at first. Jorge Orta's at second. Alan Bannister at shortstop, and yesterday's hero and Harry's pregame guest today, Eric Soderholm at third. An outfield of Ralph Garr in left, Chet Lemon in center, and Richie Zisk in right field. George Brett will lead it off, hitting .299, 8 homers and 44 RBIs. Yesterday, he hit the first pitch of the ball game for a home run. He hit the last pitch of the ball game for an out as the White Sox won it 6-4. He's had a great series here. 2 for 5, a homer and 3 RBIs on Friday night. 2 for 5 and a solo home run yesterday afternoon. So he's hitting .400 in this series, 2 homers and 4 RBIs, and the first pitch is outside of ball. Our big payoff inning today will be the 8th inning. Outfield plays him around to the left. The wind is blowing out today. We'll recap that temperature and such right in a moment. Here's a pitch outside, ball 2. 82 degrees at the lake, 84 at Midway, so I would assume we're about 83 here today. Humidity at 53%, and the winds are out of the southwest at 16. Here's a fastball inside, caught the corner, a strike, and Brett doesn't like it. Says something to Jerry Newdecker, the home plate umpire, and the count is 2 balls and a strike. Hal McRae in the on-deck circle, and former Cub Pete LaCock will bat third in the inning. Right-hander into the windup, the 2-1 pitch. There's a swing and a fly ball to left field. Ralph Garr, down with the sunglasses, is there. Now he moves over to his left, and he's got it. And there's one out. So there's one down, and Hal McRae the batter. McRae hitting .289. 3 homers, that make that 12 homers, and 53 RBIs. The left fielder goes after the first pitch and hits a fly ball to center field. Chet Lemon is there. He waits, sunglasses down, and has it. It's straightaway center field. There are 2 down. So McRae goes after the first pitch and flies out to center. And the batter is Pete LaCock, the designated hitter, hitting .360, 3 homers and 20 RBIs. There I found it interesting that LaCock was quoted in the paper as saying that the way the White Sox run the bases, they'll never win the pennant. And then he goes out yesterday and is doubled up at third base on a short fly ball to right center field that he didn't wait for. So sometimes people who throw stones and live in glass houses, let me rephrase that. People who live in glass houses.
Right, you'll get it.
People who live in glass houses shouldn't throw stones. Here's the 1-strike pitch to him, and it's inside a ball. And I'll tell you what, Whitey Herzog, very cognizant of the fact that you don't attack anybody and verbally go after him. Like Hal McRae had said at the start of the series, the pressure was on the White Sox, not on them, which is ridiculous. It's on the team that's trying to catch up in 99 and 100th instances. But Herzog went through that with Oakland last year as Chuck Tanner. And the A's really berated Kansas City, and all Kansas City did was stomp all over him in the end. So you don't need that kind of abuse. And Whitey Herzog very cognizant of that fact, and the Royals have really refrained from being negative about the White Sox. Here's the 2-1 pitch, and it's low ball, 3-1. Stone and LaCock, teammates with the Cubs last year, facing each other here this afternoon. You let it be said and done on the ball field. Right-hander ready, the 3-1 pitch is a swing and a long drive, curving. It is a foul ball. Just into the second row down there in the right field seats, and it just did go foul on the 3-1 delivery.
It's interesting that LaCock would use the word never, because that's always very dangerous to say someone's never going to win a pennant with that kind of base running. As you said, actions will tell. Yesterday, certainly there were mistakes in base running, but they were overcome by the good hitting that came late.
What's that old phrase? Never say never.
Right. That's for sure.
LaCock has hit well against the White Sox, .426 this year. I take that back. That's as a designated hitter. He's hit .278 against the Sox with an RBI. Right-hander ready. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. He held up in time, but Neudecker said it was in there anyway. And the Royals are down 1-2-3. So we go to the bottom of the first, and it feels great to get out of the first inning without Kansas City having scored as they did Friday night with 3 runs and yesterday with 1. So it's 3 up and 3 down. We go to the bottom of the first. Kansas City nothing, the White Sox coming to bat. Ward Brown back with Mary Shane along with Harry Carey and Jimmy Pearsall today as we go to the bottom of the first. Marty Pattin from Charleston, Illinois. Downstate product on the mound for Kansas City today. Marty is 1-3. He has lost 2 with an earned run average of 4.70. His record against the White Sox this year, he was 0-1 against the White Sox a year ago, and he is 7-11 lifetime against the White Sox. His first start of the year against the White Sox was at Royal Stadium. He was not the pitcher of record as Kansas City lost 8-4. He went only 2 2/3 innings, allowing 3 runs on 6 hits. He has a lifetime earned run average against the White Sox of 4.76. Marty, I believe in the offseason, does a little cheat sheet down at Eastern Illinois University. He has been around a long time. I first saw him in 1961 when he played for Lee Albrecht in the old Central Illinois Collegiate League. Actually, he was not old. That was the first year it started. He was playing for the Champaign-Urbana team at that time. And out of Eastern Illinois and signed to the majors and has been here ever since. Ralph Garr leads it off for the White Sox with an 11-game hitting streak. Ralph has hit successfully in 29 of his last 30 ball games, hitting .307, 7 homers and 37 RBIs. Outfield plays him to go the other way. McRae takes the left field line away from him. Here's the pitch, a swing and a miss and a high fastball. Brett playing in at third. Pattin starting the first game here today. 5'10", 180-pounder, 34 years old. Been in the major leagues since '68 with Seattle. He was in Seattle in the minor leagues prior to that. Here's the pitch inside the ball. I take that back. Seattle started in 1969. He started in California in '68, then went to Seattle in the expansion draft. Fans talking it up. Right-hander ready. Here's the pitch to Garr. Here's a swing and a smash right to Mayberry, and one hop, he's got it. Almost knocked him down going to his left, and there's one out as he makes the unassisted out. So there's one down, and Alan Bannister the batter. Boy, that ball gets by McRae. It'll be a triple the way they were playing him. And Bannister hitting .308, 3 homers, 46 RBIs. I'll tell you, these White Sox have really had tremendous stats here since the All-Star game. Bannister, right-handed hitter, has hit .306 since the All-Star break with a homer and 40 RBIs. And you know, everybody in the starting lineup today, with the exception of Essian and Gamble, have hit home runs since the All-Star break. Right-hander ready. Here's the one-strike pitch, and it's low ball. No score. We're in the first inning. The White Sox, since the All-Star break as a club, have hit .343 and a slugging percent of .601, which is just phenomenal. Sox have won 7 and lost 1 since the break. Right-hander ready. Here's the pitch. There's a swing and a one-hopper to Freddie Patek at short. He's got it, throws across, and just got Bannister for the second out. So it's 2 up and 2 down. Marty Pattin, with the number 33 on the back of his powder blue traveling uniform, has retired the first 2 batters here as Jorge Orta steps up. Orta's been swinging a lusty bat of late. He's got a hit in 23 of his last 25 ball games. And since the All-Star break, George has been hitting .364. 1 homer and 5 RBIs, and that home run came yesterday, and he drove in 3 runs yesterday. He and Soderholm got half of the 6 apiece.
I understand that he also made a pretty good defensive play yesterday. I heard Harry talking about it on the air, and it sounded like it was a super play.
It was fantastic. It was interesting. That was after LaCock had blasted the White Sox about their base running. He happened to be the victim of that, of his own misfortune on the base pass. Here's the pitch to Orta, and he takes a fastball for a strike in the inside part of the plate, which he doesn't like. Pattin has a fastball, a slider, a curve, a changeup. His ball sinks. That time it got down and in. Here's the pitch to Orta, swinging a foul as he went inside again on him. And it fouls it into the Kansas City dugout to Chuck Hiller. Pretty much of a Midwestern coaching staff here for Whitey Herzog, who he himself was born here in Illinois. Here's the 2-strike pitch. Again, he comes inside a ball. Misses with a fastball. Andy Thornton is at his 17th home run of the year for Cleveland. Nobody on. They lead Minnesota 1-0. That game in the second. Other games will be getting underway shortly. Right-hander delivers. Here's the pitch. Here's a swing and a pop-up. He jammed it. Everything he pitched to Orta inside. Brett at third is there, and he's got it. The sun gave him a little bit of a trouble, as did the wind. So both clubs go down 1-2-3 here in the first inning. So we're at the end of 1 complete inning of play. The White Sox nothing, the Royals nothing. Warren Brown and Mary Shane back at Comiskey Park as we go to the second inning. No score in the ball game. Well, we really appreciate all the fan support that we've been getting on finding out these players who have played both for the White Sox and the Cubs. Madeline DeMaria, her son works here at the ballpark, reminds us about Jimmy Qualls. And I should have remembered Jimmy because I saw him in spring training a couple of years ago before he was released by the White Sox. And a gentleman by the name of Terry Traxler from 1130 North Dearborn here in Chicago sent me 93 players who have been with both clubs. Just phenomenal. And Rick Talley of the Chicago Tribune is going to take this list when we get them all compiled and print them in the Tribune. So you fans can share in all of them and have it on file. It's really interesting. I'm just amazed that so many have played on both sides of town. Here's the first pitch in the inning and a called strike to, I take that back, a ball to Cowens. Al Cowens getting .310, 16 homers and 64 RBIs, the right fielder. Steve Stone into the windup. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Here's a half swing and a foul beyond Steve Boros down the first base line. Well, Boros down at first makes his home in Florida now. He's from Flint, Michigan originally. Chuck Hiller, Johnsburg, Illinois. We mentioned Whitey Herzog, born in New Athens, Illinois. Galen Cisco's from St. Mary's, Ohio. And Charlie Lau is from the Midwest. Romulus, Michigan. Here's a breaking ball for a strike, strike 2. A busload from the M&D Lounge here from Berwyn, Illinois. One ball and 2 strikes on the batter. Here's the pitch. There's a swing and a base hit out into left field. Reached out after a breaking ball and punched it to left. Here's the runner making the turn at first, and Garr gets it back into the infield. And the Royals get their leadoff man on here with a base hit. Michelle Marin and her friend Sherry Deister are here from Bolingbrook, Illinois. George Shadid and his sons are here. George, the sheriff of Peoria County. Toss over to first, the runner back. A big crowd on hand. Well, we've drawn, let's see, the last two games over 80,000. Here's the pitch to Mayberry outside the ball, 80,864. A runner at first, nobody out, no score. We're in the second inning. White Sox have turned over 71 double plays this year. Here goes the runner, he stops, here's the pitch inside, ball two. Jim Nadelman and Mike Saxon, formerly of Springfield. Up here watching the White Sox games. Hoping the Sox can sweep a doubleheader here today. Right-hander ready, runner not going. Here's the 2-0 pitch, ball three. Stoney upset with himself. He has missed on 3 straight pitches to Mayberry. They shift a lot for Mayberry on the infield, but not quite as dramatic as some clubs who put 3 infielders on the right side. White Sox don't do that. Here's the 3-0 pitch. He walked him on 4 straight pitches, a ball inside. So the Royals have something going here with runners at first and second and nobody out, and Amos Otis, the batter. He has been the toughest hitter for the White Sox to handle thus far this year, hitting .370, 2 homers and 10 RBIs against the White Sox. Overall in the league, he's hitting .255, 10 homers and 51 RBIs. Mike Saxon brought a group from Grand Rapids, Illinois out here. Listen to the games on WMAQ. That's Grand Rapids, Michigan. You say, well, where else? Well, there's a few other Grand Rapids. Here's the pitch inside a ball, including Ohio. Stoney has thrown 5 straight balls now after that base hit by Cowens. One ball and no strikes. There goes the runner, and Essian dropped the ball. The runner from second was off on the pitch. It's ball 2 inside, and Essian dropped the ball, a stolen base. So the Royals in a situation now where a double play would still score a run. Stoney has missed on 6 straight pitches. Good reserve seats are available for tomorrow night's game when Texas comes to town. They'll also be here Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday with good box and reserve seats available. All ticket outlets and the White Sox box office tickets available. Here's a swing and a foul on a 2-1 pitch, and that's the first strike in a while. No score, but the Royals are threatening here in the second. Runners at first and third, and nobody out in a 2-1 count to Cowens. Or to Otis, rather. Here's the pitch. Here's a swing and a grounder to Bannister. He's got it. Over to second for 1. The relay double play. Well, that stolen base brings home the run. As we mentioned, the double play would score him, and it did. No RBI for Otis. That double play goes 6-4-3. 72nd double play of the year for the White Sox, and the Royals have taken the lead. Well, maybe this is a good omen. It's the 3rd straight day they have taken the lead. White Sox came back down by 3 to take the lead Friday night, down by 2 later, and came back and won it 11-8. They were down by 3 yesterday and came back to win 6-4. No RBI for Otis, and Darrell Porter, the catcher, steps in now with nobody on and 2 out. 1-0, the Royals out in front.
During his career, Porter has hit very well against the White Sox, but this season only at .222.
Here's the 1-0 pitch to him, and it's a called strike with a breaking ball. Porter's had a good year, doing most of the catching. Buck Martinez catching when he's not. Here's the pitch, a swing and a foul to the right side, and Stone is out in front of the batter here. 1 ball and 2 strikes. So the walk and the stolen base set up that run. Right-hander, both feet on the rubber. Goes into the windup. Here's the 1-2 pitch. And it's outside of ball 2-2. White Sox have already played 4 games on this homestand. Here's the pitch. And it's low ball, 3-2. 4 more to go after the doubleheader today. Sox have won 3 and lost 1 in this current stand. So the count is full to Porter with Freddie Patek in the on-deck circle. Well, the Royals have done a good job in the last couple of days of getting that leadoff man on and then bringing him around to score. Here's the pitch. Here's a swing and a foul down the right side as he pulls it beyond the box seats. They got their leadoff man on yesterday 3 times and scored him all 3 times. They got their leadoff man on here tonight, or this afternoon, and scored him. And they also did it once Friday night. Here's a swing and a foul. So 5 times in the series, when they got their leadoff man on, he has scored. That's the importance of getting him on. Porter has fouled a couple off here on the 3-2 count. Outfield plays him deep and around to the right. That wind blowing out today out of the southwest. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. So Stone has struck out the last batter in both innings here. And in the second, the Royals come up with 1 run on 1 hit. No errors, nobody left. We go to the bottom of the second. Kansas City 1, the White Sox nothing.
WMAQ Chicago.
This program is authorized under broadcasting rights granted by the Chicago White Sox solely for the entertainment of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this play-by-play description and the account of this game without the express written consent of the Chicago White Sox is prohibited. Harry Carey, Jimmy Pearsall, Mary Shane, and I, Lauren Brown, are employees of and are paid by WMAQ Radio for our play-by-play descriptions and accounts of these games. WMAQ and the Chicago White Sox share mutual rights of announcer approval. Richie Zisk will lead it off here in the second inning. Kansas City out in front, 1-0. Toronto leads Milwaukee 1-0 at the end of 1. Well, those Blue Jays have been in a slump. They haven't been drawing lately either the way they were earlier. They've lost 9 in a row, and the first pitch to Zisk is outside of ball. Zisk hitting .310, 20 homers and 73 RBIs. He has a 10-game hitting streak. 1 for 5 out here yesterday, and he was 2 for 4 with 2 RBIs the day before. Here's a swing and a foul coming back out of play. You know, Zisk is battling for the American League batting title right now, and he is tied for 7th in the American League. And our friend Jim Doyle, who has filled us in on a lot of the Cubs Sox players who played on the same players played on both teams, informs us he gave me the information that there were 9 batting champions that have been in a White Sox uniform. Well, I've added another for a total of 10. We'll tell you about it in a moment. Here's the 1-1 pitch inside of ball, 2-1. There have been 10 men who have played for the White Sox who have won batting titles, but only one of them while with the White Sox. And I'm sure you can guess that without any problem. In fact, he won the title twice. Right-hander ready. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Inside ball 3. That man was none other than Luke Appling back in 1936 and 1943 when he hit .388 and .326 respectively. 3 balls and a strike to Zisk. He'll be followed by Gamble and Spencer, a pair of left-handers. See what Pattin does here with the 3-1 delivery. Here's the pitch. Up high, off the letters, a breaking ball for a strike. That ball broke down at the last instant, and the count goes to 3-2. They play him the other way. They give him a lot of room in left center field. Richie with a straightaway stance. He's a good pull hitter, and he can go the other way. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. The Royals have done a good job against this. They've struck him out 4 of the last 5 times that he has faced them. So there's 1 out, and the batter is Oscar Gamble, hitting .258, 18 homers and 42 RBIs. Some of the fellows who later played with the White Sox that were batting champions were Lou Fonseca, Al Simmons, Bill Cabaretta, George Kell, Billy Goodman, Ferris Payne, Norm Cash, Tommy Davis, and the White Sox own Ralph Garr. But only one of them while in a White Sox uniform, and that was Luke Appling. Richie Zisk right now, the leading hitter on the club, with that .310 average. Here's the pitch to Gamble inside the ball, but you look at where he has to go to win it. Rod Carew's hitting .385, so he's only 75 points behind. 1 ball and no strikes to Oscar. George Shadid, Sheriff of Peoria County, up in the booth with us. Here's a called strike in the inside corner, 1-1. Did you get taken care of all right, George? Right-hander ready, goes into the windup. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Here's a swing and a grounder to second base. White has it, then he throws him out. Gamble backed away from that inside pitch, and he grounded out to White, and it's 5 in a row, retired now by Pattin, and the batter is Jim Spencer, hitting .263, 15 homers, and 52 RBIs.
With nobody on, Spencer at the plate. Waiting while some things are removed from center field.
Jim Spencer steps in, nobody on and 2 out. Spencer hitting .263, 15 homers and 52 RBIs. Spencer's hit a home run, driven in 5 runs since the All-Star break. Well know that dramatic 3-run homer in Boston the other night that tied that ball game up, that allowed Brian Dowling to punch out a home run to win it. Marty Pattin looking sharper today than he did the last time the White Sox faced them. They knocked him out in the 3rd inning. Here today, he's retired 5 in a row. Here's the pitch, a swing and a foul. 1 ball and 1 strike. Cleveland still batting in that 2nd inning. Serum has come on to pitch for Minnesota now in the 2nd. Bergmeyer came on to pitch also. The only thing we know is that they got at least 1 run on Thornton's homer. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Here's a swing and a smash foul into the box seats behind the Kansas City bullpen. The count, a ball and 2 strikes. A night game tonight in the American League, per usual on Sunday down south at Texas. Detroit taking on the Texas Rangers. Later today on the coast, New York at Oakland, Baltimore at Seattle, and Boston at California, as Porter goes out to the mound to talk to his pitcher. The National League, San Diego's at New York, the Dodgers at Montreal, San Francisco at Philadelphia, Pittsburgh at Atlanta, no score at the end of 1. St. Louis at Cincinnati, and the Chicago Cubs trying to win their first game on this current road trip are at Houston this afternoon. 1 ball and 2 strikes to the batter. Outfield playing him around to the right side. Here's the pitch. There's a swing and a foul. Gilly tried to jump on that ball and go to the opposite way to left field. Fouls it into the upper deck. We mentioned they're playing him around to the right. Giving him a lot of room down the left field line and in left center field. The wind coming out of the southwest here this afternoon at 16 miles an hour. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Here's a swing and a foul coming back. He jammed it. And it is on the screen, and no play. We're blocked out a little bit there. Had to wait for the crowd reaction. Mark Porter tried to come up with that ball, and the count remains the same. This is the first of a pair. Chris Knapp going against Dennis Leonard in the nightcap. Kansas City out in front, 1-0.
Lots of crucial games coming up within the next couple days, with Texas coming in and then going on to Kansas City. Those could mean a lot in this race.
11 in a row between Kansas City, the White Sox, and Texas. Kansas City plays Minnesota for a couple of days. Here's the 1-2 pitch inside a ball. Pattin has done a good job of getting his fastball and slider on the inside part of the plate to these left-handed hitters. He got Garr to ground out to first. He got Orta to pop up when he got jammed. And there he got Gamble. Now an inside pitch to Spencer. Here's the 2-2 delivery. Here's a swing and a fly ball deep center field. Now Otis comes in. He's there in straightaway center and grabs it, and that retires the side. So the White Sox are down 1-2-3 here in the second inning. So we're at the end of 2 complete innings of play at Comiskey Park. Kansas City 1, the White Sox nothing. At Comiskey Park as we go to the third, Kansas City out in front 1-0 here. And to step in and tell you about it, here's Mary Shane.
Thank you, Lauren. Freddie Patek will lead it off. 5'4" shortstop for Kansas City. He leads the league in stolen bases with 33, hitting .262. He's hit 2 home runs and knocked in 38 runs. Hits from the right side. As Lauren said, 1-0 Royals, and that kind of lead isn't much against what a lot of people have called the South Side Hitmen. Steve Stone now in the windup. Here's the first pitch to Patek. It's high for ball 1. In the on-deck circle is Frank White. He'll be followed by leadoff hitter George Brett. 1 ball on Patek. Swings, connects, high fly ball going towards right field. Richie Zisk coming in, and he gets it for out number 1. 1 down for Frank White. White's hitting .249 right now, which is a big improvement from where he was at the end of May. At that time, he was under 200, but he went on a streak right before the All-Star break and really raised that average. He's an excellent defensive second baseman, but he naturally would like to be a complete player, and he's happy that his average has gone up and would like to see it go farther. Frank White, right-handed hitter against the right-hander Steve Stone. The first pitch to him is a strike at the knees. As we said earlier, lots of good baseball coming up in the next few days. 0-1 pitch. He takes it for a ball. So it's 1-1. The Rangers will be here August 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th for night games. And on the 1st, that's tomorrow, it's family night. Here's a foul right behind the plate, making it 1 ball and strike 2. Well, in that Minnesota-Cleveland game, the reason Minnesota was changing all those pitchers, it's now 4-0 with the Indians leading in the 3rd inning. Frank White. Slightly close stance, 1 ball, 2 strikes, nobody on, and 1 out for Steve Stone. Here's the 1-2 pitch. It's a long fly ball towards left field. Ralph Garr going back. He's at the warning track, and he gets it. 2 out. For George Brett. Now the Royals have had only 1 hit. Because of a walk and a stolen base by Al Cowens, they managed to turn that hit into a run, and they lead the Sox, who have yet to get any hits off Marty Pattin. George Brett flied out to Garr in his first at bat. The first pitch to him is high and outside for ball 1. Brett's hitting .299 coming into the game, which isn't bad. But it doesn't begin to compare with the way he was hitting last season. Strike right in there, 1-1. And I guess you got to figure that's one reason that the Royals are not doing as well as a lot of people expected them to do this season. George Brett, of course, won the American League batting title last season. He's averaged down a bit this year. Inside and low for ball 2, it's 2-1. Hal McRae followed him by just 1 point last season, and he's hitting .289, so both of them off their 76 record. George Brett stands back away from that plate with a straightaway stance, then closes it up. Swings at the next pitch. Bouncing ball over to Orta, throws over to Spencer, and he gets it. So it's 3 up and 3 down. And as we go into the bottom of the 3rd, it's still 1-0 Royals. The 3rd inning, amongst all the cheering, and the White Sox are trailing 1-0. While I have a chance, I want to thank all those nice fans who've been writing me letters recently asking why I'm not on more, but actually you're sending those letters to the wrong person because I can't do anything about it. So if you feel that way, send them to the people in charge. But thank you in any case for your thought. I do appreciate it. Well, Marty Pattin hasn't given up a hit yet. In this inning, he'll face Chet Lemon, Eric Soderholm, and Jim Essian. Chet Lemon is hitting .280 coming into today's game. He had 12 home runs, 39 runs that game. Martin gets the sign from Darrell Porter. Takes his time. And here's the first pitch to Lemon. Pops it up on the infield. Darrell Porter running on the right side, as is John Mayberry, and Mayberry will get it. And Lemon slides out on the first pitch. That brings up Soderholm, who's been a hero of late with the home runs he's been having. 14 on the season so far. Hitting .291 and 40 runs batted in. He'll get a big hand. Ah, it's great. All these guys are getting big hands, and they deserve it. Look, a lot of you fans watched this game on national television yesterday. It's interesting to hear people who are not around them, as we are, talk about the fan reaction here. Nobody can understand it. They just can't get over it. Eric Soderholm. I said he just hit his 14th home run yesterday. So he is now tied with the team leader on this club last year. Team leaders, I should say, Jim Spencer and Jorge Orta. In other words, he has as many as the two who led the club last season. The first pitch to Soderholm, fly ball towards center field. Center fielder Otis going back, but he's got it. 2 down. Here's catcher Jim Essian. Hitting .278. 7 home runs, 36 runs batted in. As we said, lots of things coming in the near future. Rangers here for 4 days, with Monday night, tomorrow night being family night. Half price on all tickets for the entire family. The Yankees are going to be here August 22nd and 23rd. That's always an exciting team to see. The White Sox now lead the Royals and Minnesota by 5.5 games in the Western Division, the biggest margin they've had so far this season. Essian takes the first pitch for strike 1, the outside corner at the knees. 2 down, nobody on. We're in the bottom of the third. Low, 1-1. Blue Jays leading the Brewers 2-0 in the third inning. That's at Toronto. The only other score we have, San Francisco over Philadelphia 1-0, and we just mentioned Cleveland leading the Twins 4-0 in the third. Bouncing ball hit toward the second baseman. White grabs it over to Mayberry. They get him 4-3, and it's 3 up and 3 down for Marty Pattin. So he's held these White Sox hitless so far. And as we go into the fourth inning, it's still 1-0 Kansas City.
Now, before the heating season is here again, now is the time to get on the People's Gas Budget Payment Plan and spread your total gas cost, including winter heating bills, into equal monthly payments.
Everybody, Harry, Jerry, and Mary Shane. We're going into the top of the fourth. The Royals 1-0, and we haven't had a base runner yet. As Marty Pattin from Charleston, Illinois, who has a restaurant down that way, has retired 9 in a row. Well, let's see if we can do something about that. In the bottom of this inning. McRae will start it off here in the top of the fourth. First pitch he swings, a high fly ball, right field, going to be caught. Zisk waiting, and he takes it. 1 away, and here's Pete LaCock. How you been, Mary?
Just fine, Harry. You look as though you've been well.
Oh,
driving as usual.
Great series.
Oh, yeah.
Nice to win this first game and have a shot at the sweep. White Sox lead Kansas City by 5.5. Here's LaCock, who struck out his first time. And the first pitch is in the first strike ball.
LaCock made an interesting comment. I don't know if it's true or not, but he said that when he was with the Cubs, that Jim Marshall was always trying to get him out of the way. Swing and a miss. That he said that the guy just didn't like him. So that's kind of an interesting thing. I don't know Jim Marshall. I don't know if that's true or not, but I do know that if your boss isn't behind you, you are in trouble.
2 strikes and nothing. There's a fastball a little bit high. 2 strikes and a ball. 1-0 in favor of the Royals. We're in the top of the 4th, first game of the doubleheader. He had a good cut and he fouled it back. Well, a big gang here from Bingo's Tap in Bloomington, Illinois, where there's always plenty of ice-cold Strohs on hand. Doug, Jeff, Bruno, Mike, Mark, Minnie, and Rick are here in the group. 2 strikes and the ball. Pete LaCock waiting. Stone's pitch. Fastball sinks low and away. Another group from Bloomington, from the Davis Mansion, celebrating Banner Day on right field. Brought their banners along. 2 balls, 2 strikes. There's a fastball low and away.
Talking about banners, my favorite one so far today is the South Side Hitman. I like that. Good phrase.
3 balls, 2 strikes. Now ball deep short. Bannister, nice stop. Long throw. Out. What a play by Spencer. Spencer kept his toe on the bag and reached far to his right for Bannister's throw, just in time to get the runner. 2 gone. Mr. and Mrs. Skelton from South Richmond Street in Chicago, here with our youngsters. Here's Al Cowens. He's one of 16 homers this year, hitting .310. There's a base hit for him. That's his 2nd hit in a row. He's 2 out of 2 off Stone. It was Cowens' steal of 3rd in the 2nd inning that set up their run.
I guess you really got to consider him one of the most improved ball players around the league this year. He's been very consistent for the Royals. His home runs are way up from last year already.
2 men out, a runner at first, and here's big John Mayberry. He walked his first time at bat. He got a lovely paperweight from the Stan Murtich's, M-E-M-I-R-T-I-C-H, of LaSalle, Illinois.
Well, they said we could use it in this wind.
Yeah, it's inscribed Harry Carey, the Mario Lanza of the 7th inning, 1977.
Perfect.
2 men out, a runner at first. Now the pitch in there, a strikeout. Ted and Marianne Pesco celebrating 35 years of wedded bliss today. Ed and Carol Wise celebrating their 1st year. 2 men are out, a runner at first. Big John Mayberry to hit it, a pitch by Stone. Ground ball up the middle, looks like it may get through. Hey, nice play by Bannister. Throws him out. Bannister went over to the 2nd baseman's side and threw out Mayberry. And that retires the side. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. We go into the bottom of the 4th now. Kansas City 1, the White Sox nothing. Eric Carey and Mary Shane, and we go now into the bottom of the 4th. And Nancy Faust has got this crowd going already. The batting order once without anything happening. Now we start the 2nd time around. Now let's see if we get something going. Ralph Garr will lead it off. He is 5 out of 12 in the series. Jimmy McTagg is celebrating his 12th birthday. His dad, William, recuperating at the hospital. Bill Comforti of Prime Attempt here with a group of fans. Here's Ralph Garr. Marty Pattin into the wind of the pitcher it is. And the sinking fastball is low. Hey, I hear the drummer boy. 1 ball, no strike. Here's the pitch. Held up in time, ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. Steps onto the batter's box. And Marty Pattin wants a new baseball. Mission B. Bartenders from Jerry's Tap, Sister Park, Illinois, here with a group. They say, don't worry about drinking too many straws, Harry. Today we'll drink them for you. All right. 2 balls, no strikes. Now the pitch. High fly ball. Right field, easy out. Waiting for it is Cowens. That's 10 in a row retired by Marty Pattin. Boy, the veteran right-hander, he's 34. Really working a terrific ballgame. And he's never had success with the White Sox. The drummer boy got the crowd going. Now the pitch swung on by Bannister, and he fouls, taps it. It's going to be an easy out. Mayberry makes the catch. 11 in a row, only 7 times. Lost to them 11 times. That's years when the White Sox had bad ball clubs. Last year he was beaten by the White Sox in the only decision. Making his 4th start of the season today. And he has been pressed to duty as a starter because of the plight of the Royals pitching. Here's Jorge Orta. The pitch by Pat. Right in there, beauty, a strike call. Boy, those Phillies are off and running. On the side, Greg Lazinski hit number 25. Richie Hebner hit number 13. In the second inning as they've taken a lead. Now the pitch, he swings and he misses. Boy, Mary, this guy's making our hitters look bad so far.
Well, I remember him from a long time ago. He was with Milwaukee, as you know, Seattle. This guy's been around. I've never seen him look this good.
Well, it's early yet.
Oh, yeah.
2 men are out. Inside, 2 strikes on the ball. 1-0 in favor of the Royals. The ball game in the 4th. Beth and Dave Burnt from Lyle are here. Now the signal. Here's the pitch. Little tap. Second baseman. Over to first. For the 4th inning in a row, the White Sox have been retired in order. 1, 2, 3. Nothing across. So, plenty of this Marty Pattin so far has been pretty tough. You know, when you go to the fabulous pump room in the Ambassador East Hotel, you expect the best. So, Rich Melman has Stroh's beer available for you. Eli Schulman is one of the best-known men in the city of Chicago. His restaurant, Eli's, located on East Chicago Avenue, is a mecca for sports, politics, and showbiz personalities. Mixologist Al Platt personally sees to it that Stroh's beer is always on hand. Gene Sage, the well-known restaurateur, is a Cub fan. His wife is even a more rabid Cub fan. But they have found, as so many others, that Cub fans, like Sox fans, know their beer. That's why they have Stroh's on ice at all times at their various restaurants, Sage's East, Orleans, Montpetit, and Eugene. And at Wrigley Field, the home of the Cubs, the sports corner on one side and raised bleachers on the other features Stroh. So many different kind of people can't be wrong when they agree on Stroh's beer. So at the end of 4, the score, Kansas City 1, White Sox nothing.
At Checker Oil Company, we're celebrating our 25th year of selling good gas for less. And to help celebrate, we chatted with our customers and asked them to say our slogan.
Oh, okay. Checker, for 25 years, it's been a gas.
Checker, for 25 years, it's been a gas.
Checker.
How about that? You want me to say it?
Sure. Checker, for 25 years, it's been a gas.
Checker, that's first shoot.
We're going into the top of the 5th. Amos Otis takes the strike in there. Now Steve Stone delivers the ball to the left of Soderholm, a base hit. Bannister came up with the ball, but back on the grass, couldn't make a play. And it's a hit for Otis. The ball was just to the left of Soderholm, couldn't quite reach it. There's Darrell Porter, the catcher, a left-handed hitter. The Grygiels are here from Oscar, Illinois. They have a Sox 77 license plate. Pretty good. Throw to first, the runner back. We have some fans here, the Zellers from Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Now to stretch the pitch. Foul back and out of play. Boys from the Wabash, Indiana High School, cheering for the White Sox. A group of 40 from Dubuque, Iowa. Now the pitch. Curve low. A ball and a strike. The Woodridge Pony League All-Stars are here. One ball, one strike. There goes the runner. Swung, and he fouled it back. Randy Dresky from the University of Houston. And a group here from Griffith, Indiana. The White Sox have not been shut out this year, but Marty Pattin has got a perfect game going against them so far. 2 strikes on the ball. Nobody out, a runner at first. The big payoff inning will be in the 8th today. There's a pitch swung on, a bouncing ball foul. 2 strikes and a ball. Marty Pattin, a veteran of many years, has come out of a background of mediocrity to pitch a perfect game so far. Two strikes on the ball. Milling around. Some people just arriving. There goes the runner. Bouncing ball headed for right. Nice play by Orta. The throw retires the batter. Nice play by Jorge Orta.
A lot of guys running. Otis was running. Orta was moving, Spencer was moving, and Stone was over by first, but Stone took the throw. A real good play.
Spencer took the throw.
Yeah, Spencer, excuse me.
Okay. Yeah, because Spencer started for the ball and then had a retreat. And he was able to give Orta a little bit of a target. So, Kansas City accomplishes its purpose too, though. They've advanced the man into scoring position, and here's Patek taking a curve low. The outfield plays a shade towards left. Patek hitting 262. 1-0 in favor of the Royals. We're in the 5th inning, a snappy ball game. Beautifully pitched. Now the stretch. The pitch on the way. Curve is low. 2 balls, no strikes. Bobby Knopp walking in front of the dugout, moving a couple of the infielders. 2 balls, no strikes. Steve Stone on the hill. Beautiful afternoon. Full house. Now Stone steps off the rubber.
Bobby Knopp is trying to tell Orta that Patek can hit that ball through the hole, and he'll just try to hit it because he's so close to second base holding that run around. He's giving him a tremendous hole there.
Freddie Patek hitting 262. Now Stone's pitch. High, ball 3. 3 balls, no strike. Amos Otis, the runner at second.
Did you ever see a 5'4" guy hit a 3-0 pitch?
I wouldn't be a bit surprised if
I wouldn't either.
Turn him loose with the wind blowing out. Nobody's been able to take advantage of it. Now the 3-0 pitch. Strike call. He shortened up as if to bunt. 3 balls and a strike on the right-hand hitter. Ball game in the 5th. 1-0 Kansas City. Steve Stone ready. The pitch. Hey, a half swing, and he fouled it off. He may have gone after a bad ball. I think he was trying to stop his swing. I see a couple of empty seats in the upper deck. I would imagine somebody's got seats for those.
Couldn't find a parking place.
3 balls, 2 strikes. Patek waiting. Stone takes his time. Apparently he's not getting the signal he wants. I like to see a pitcher who insists on throwing his own game. After all, if the guy hits the ball, you're going to get blamed for it, so you might as well throw what you want. 3 balls, 2 strikes. The delivery. Here it is. Pull foul outside third.
He's just not overpowering. He has struck a couple left-handed batters out when he's turned over his fastball, but he has not had that good high fastball that he had the last time out.
3 balls, 2 strikes. Stone, a pretty good finesser. Patek, a dangerous hitter. 5'4". This guy proves little men can play this game. Now the pitch. Again, he foul taps.
Almost a good breaking ball. He went out and tried to pull it, hit a little foul ball, but that was a good breaking ball. 3-2.
Patek, 33 years old now. Been in the major league since 1968. 3-2 pitch. Here it is. High fly ball. Should be caught. Garr's under it. Makes the catch. Otis holds at second. So Patek flies deep to Garr in left center. That brings up Frank White. He flied out his first time. Steve and Mary Coleman from South Bend are here. Give well wishes to Joe Nasser, a mailman who's in the St. Joseph's Hospital in Joliet. 2 out, a runner in scoring position. Stone whirled as if to throw to second. There was no play.
Bannister really worries with 2 outs about that runner on second.
Down the stretch. Here's the pitch. Curve low and away. Terry and Tim Loftus from Frankfort, Illinois. Here's some relatives of Chris Knapp, who will be pitching the second game. Bruce and Leanne Nitz from Stevensville, Michigan. Celebrating their second wedding anniversary. They're cousins. Here's a pitch popped up. Coming back is Essian. Hey, the wind carrying the ball. Hey, and he could not make the catch. He misjudged it. Got his hands on it, couldn't hold it. And the crowd gives him a hand anyhow.
Not only the wind, but the sun right up in there. You have to look at it.
No play, no air charge. So that does give added life to Frank White. Man in scoring position. Now the pitch. Popped up. Somebody ought to catch that one. Bannister shading his eyes. Oh, he makes the catch with one hand. And he was not certain at all on that ball. White popped to Bannister. No runs, 1 hit. No errors, 1 left. We go to the bottom of the 5th, Kansas City 1. The White Sox, nothing.
EPA rated at 43 miles a gallon highway, 31 city. That's an estimate, and your mileage will vary. But 43 highway, 31 city. That's terrific. Chevy Monza's rated at 33 miles a gallon highway, 24 city, with standard 4-cylinder engine and manual transmission. Right now, Chevrolet dealers. You'll love it.
Marty Pattin. This is only his.
Harry will carry the Sox. How about that sign from the Butte? It says Harry will carry the Sox.
This fan his first time up. He has struck out 4 out of his last 5 times. So he's due. The crowd gives him a big hand. Marty Pattin ready. The wind of the pitch. Fly ball in the center field, easy out. Otis is there and he takes it. So Zisk is 0 for 2.
We've only hit 2 balls hard off him. He's jammed the rest of us.
It has really been superb. Perfect. 13 men in a row have been retired. Ben Siegel celebrating his 20th birthday here. Here's Oscar Gamble. Well, maybe he'll get hold of one. The Kompenick family cheering for the White Sox. 1 out, nobody on. Line foul into the stand. Jim Phyllis and Tish Owens from the White Tavern on Ogden Avenue in Naperville, where they have Stroh's beer on tap. There's a drive in the right field, but it is caught. Cowens leaped and made the stand. That ball was really clean.
I take back when I said we didn't hit one hard. If we hit one harder than that, almost drove Cowens right through that fence.
It's a shame he didn't get that ball in the air with such a line drive. Soderholm hit one hard, too, like that. Here's some other relatives of Chris Knapp, who's going to pitch the second game. Dave Ballrith, Kathy Coburn, and Dave and Betty Warman are here. And George Agoranos is celebrating his 30th birthday here. 2 out, nobody on. Here's Spencer. Jammed him with a fastball, a high pop foul. The catcher may have a play. And he makes the catch. Spencer fouls out to Porter. 1, 2, 3, nothing across. At the end of 5, Kansas City won, the White Sox nothing. Harry Carey and Jimmy Pearsall. We're going into the top of the 6th inning. Got a hold of them. 1-0. There's a card from Enzo Restaurante. Because nobody can stop me from watching the White Sox. I have two weddings at my restaurant today, and that's a lot of responsibility. But the Sox come first. I'm with you, Enzo. You can get married anytime, anywhere. How often do you see the White Sox win a pennant? Well, they have. They're good hitters coming up. The top of their batting order. Marty Pattin is retired, 15 men in a row. Jimmy's making only his 4th start of the season.
You know, his change of speeds is what's doing it for him. He's getting him over.
The White Sox knocked him out in Kansas City. Here's Brett, a bouncing ball. Orta's got it. Over to first. George Brett is 0 for 3. 1 out. And here's Hal McRae. McRae hitting 289. Quite out twice in this game.
You know, Harry, both clubs are hitting the first pitch. They're making it very easy for these pitchers to keep their strength.
1 out. Greetings to Wally, St. Francis Hospital, and his daughter Laverne. 1 out, nobody on. McRae takes the pitch inside. That evens the count. The big payoff inning comes in the 8th today. Now the signal given. A ball and a strike. The pitch swings and he fouls it back. 2 strikes in the ball. 1 out. 1-0 in favor of the Royals. Ball game in the top of the 6th. First game of a doubleheader. Boy, we'll be out of here by 5 o'clock. We'll get home, get shot, they'll think we're burglars.
Watch out for the 9 runs in 2 days.
Now the signal given. 1 out, nobody on. Steve Stone. One of the operators of the famous Let Us Entertain You Enterprises. There's a line drive to right, a base hit. McRae singles sharply to right. Boy, it looked like he had a high curveball. 1 on, 1 out, and here's Pete LaCock. Used to be with the Cubs. His dad And, of course, the well-known television star, Peter Marshall. 1 on, 1 out. LaCock fanned and rolled out. Throw to first, McRae back. White Sox trailing 1-0. White Sox lead in the series 2-0. Now they throw to first. Now McRae is back. Marty Pattin, 34-year-old veteran, has pitched perfect baseball. He's retired 15 in a row. Ooh, McRae just went back standing up and they almost had him. Now LaCock gets set. There goes the runner. There's the play. They're going to get him. Out! The throw was right into the runner's spike. And Orta came up with the ball. I think that might have been a better play by Orta than it was a throw by Essian. Although Jim got the ball away in a hurry, but he threw it right into the runner's spikes. And Orta had to make a one-handed pickup while tagging him. Away. Nobody on base now. There they go. Hey. Kiss him goodbye. There's a fastball a bit outside. A ball and a strike. Now the wind, the pitch, here it is. Swings, and he fouls it back, a let-up pitch. Cleveland 4, Minnesota 2 in the 4th. I welcome a Reverend Tightness and family from England. Pete LaCock, the batter, to pitch. Fastball high. 2 balls, 2 strikes. In the bottom of the 6th, Lemon will be leading it off. Now the pitch, here it is. Foul it back into the stand. St. Louis and Cincinnati no score at the end of 2. Pittsburgh and Atlanta no score at the end of 2. Los Angeles 2, Montreal nothing at the end of 2. Cubs play later at Houston. Philadelphia leads the Giants 2-1 in the 3rd. Lazinski and Hebner hit homers. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The pitch. He struck him out swinging. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, nobody left. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Kansas City 1, White Sox nothing. Maybe to try to beat on a bunt or something. Anything to get something going. Fastball high. 1 ball, no strikes. Plenty of seats available for the Texas series starting tomorrow night. My good friend Pete LaCock here from Peoria with his family. Low ball 2. I think that's the first time he's really been behind a hitter. 2 balls, no strikes. Let's see if Lemon will be taking it, trying to hit one out of here. 2 balls, no strikes, the pitch. There it goes! Way back! It might be! It could be! Into the upper deck! Holy cow! Listen to the crowd! it. Lemon comes out and tips his cap. 1-1 tie now. Oh, did he cream that one? The half swing, and he pops the ball to the second baseman. Hey, that ball almost landed for a hit. Soderholm was trying to stop his swing, and White was playing him over near second, or they never reached it. One out. Here's Jim Essian. Chet Lemon hit a no-strike, 2-ball pitch into the upper deck. Marty Pattin delivered. Swings, and he fouls it back.
You know, with Oscar Gamble, too, he stood right there and watched it. He just waited until it went up there. He knew he hit it so well.
1 strike to nothing. 1-1 tie now. Now the White Sox still have never been shut out all year. The only team in the major leagues that can make that statement. Now the pitch to Essian. Threw his bat. He lost his bat swinging at that one. 2 strikes and up. What a fine hitting groove he was in earlier. What's happened?
Just looks to me like he has no idea what he's doing up there, and he's anxious, and he's swinging at bad pitches. His head jerks out, and he's got the barrel of the bat wrapped around his head.
2 strikes and nothing. Here's the windup, the pitch. A little tap, foul down the third base line. I can't recall whether he did that when he was hitting well or not, but he does seem to have the bat behind his head.
I think he did have it that way, but it was farther back. Now he's got it right over inside his shoulder, and he's locked.
Listen to the crowd. Pitched a perfect game for 5 innings. Now the White Sox have a home and a double here in the 6th, and here's Ralph Garr. Score tied 1-1. Stretch. A little tap. Oh, he's got a chance to beat it out. There, and out to first base. Oh, a big argument. Holy cow. It looked like he had beaten it. Freddie Minoso puts his arms around Garr, who throws. Boy, fans gave a delayed call. It certainly looked like he wasn't sure whether he was safe or out, and so he just said, well, I'll call him out. You know, Freddie Minoso trying to keep Garr in the ball game, and Garr was so angry he tried to throw Minoso off of him. Now Ralphie walks off the field. He thought he had beaten it out, and it sure looked that way. But you know, that last stride of his, where he jumps in the air, he loses time, but still on the replay, it shows that he had beaten it. The runner at third, 2 out. I just think France was undecided which way he wanted to call it. He didn't give it a real authority. He didn't say, "Hi, he's out or safe." Okay, it takes a base hit now. 2 out, a runner at third. Now to wind the pitch. A little bit low. I thought sure he was going to call him safe.
Took so long, you know, you figure you had it easy then.
1 ball, no strikes. 2 men around, a runner at third. Now the pitch to Bannister. Here it is. There's a long drive. Way back. Might be near the wall. It's going to be caught. McRae. All in Bannister's drive to retire the side. 1 run. 2 hits. No errors. 1 left. You know, all beers seem to emphasize the same thing. The ingredients, the brewing techniques. Stroh's alone does have something different. Fire brewing. You know something, at first I really didn't know what fire brewing was. But I found out, and I'm convinced that that's why Stroh's beer tastes so differently good. You know, you can fill a minute commercial with words, but taste is what it's all about. And all I can say to you, my friend, is taste Stroh's. You'll find that Stroh's tastes good. Now, isn't that what it's all about? Stroh's, family brewers for more than 200 years. Harry Carey going over to the television. The score here at the end of 6, tied 1-1.
WMAQ. We're the cash call station.
WMAQ is going to make me rich.
Hi, everybody. Jimmy Pearsall back at Comiskey Park. Chet Lemon tied it up with a long home run in the upper deck in the bottom of the 6th inning. He hit a 2-0 pitch, and boy, he just creamed and got all of it. Stood at home plate and watched it.
Mary Powell.
Oscar Gamble's favorite trick. And then, with Essian down at second base, a hopper out in front of the plate. The catcher had a tough time picking it up. And when he threw to first, Franz took an awful lot of time to call whether he was safe or out. Then he called him out. Bannister then hit a long fly ball left field that would have scored a tie-breaking run. The replay showed that Garr was safe at first base. The replays don't umpire the game. Al Cowens steps in. He's got 2 hits in a row. 1 to left and 1 to center. With a fly ball center field. Lemon now coming in, puts his glasses down, and he's got it. Big John Mayberry has walked. And a fine play by Bannister when he had to go to his left on the other side of second base. And 2 off balance to get him. Mayberry is 2 for 9 in the first 2 games and has hit a home run. He's hitting .238 with 16 home runs and 54 RBIs. We're in the top of the 7th. First pitch is way outside, a fastball. Bannister now is right close to second base and deep. Big hole between short and third. Outfield around towards right. Fastball again misses outside. 2 balls and no strikes on Big John Mayberry. Amos Otis on deck. Brand new ball game. 1-1. Top of the 7th inning. Stone delivers. Swung on. Popped up off the left side. Off the end of the bat. Shading his eyes is Soderholm now on the grass. Takes it. 2 outs. Amos Otis, who hit into a double play in the second, and a run scored when Cowens stole third base after Mayberry had walked. Then Otis hit into a double play and the run scored. Porter struck out the end of the inning. Flags blowing out. Crowd of about 48,000 on hand here today. Boy, the bleachers are full right to the end-to-end. Temperature is about 77 or 80 degrees. Otis is 2 for 8, hitting .255, 10 home runs and 51 RBIs. Holds the bat down at the end. First pitch from Stone, swung on, fouled off, and he had a rip at a high fastball. Otis has good power in all fields. He has hit a home run here in the last series, almost to dead center field. Now he fixes his glove. Soderholm deep at third, guarding the line here in the 7th inning. Straight away in center is Lemon. 1 strike pitch. Swung on. No, he said he didn't go. Boy, Franz is really having quite a day. I'll tell you that right now. If that wasn't a swing, I'd like to see it on the replay. Boy, Franz, shake yourself down there. Boy, he's having a terrible day. Essian is really howling at him now. Boy, if he'd hit that ball, he'd hit it out of here. 1 ball and 1 strike on Amos Otis. Franz is going to sleep over there. I don't care if he's from Illinois. We're trying to win the pennant. The 1-1 pitch from Stone. Breaking ball way outside. The count goes to 2 balls and a strike. Cleveland in the 5th inning leads Minnesota 4-2. Philadelphia leads San Francisco 3-1. Stone shakes off one side. Now he's ready. Bannister moves a few steps in the hole, and he's deep. The 2-1 pitch. Swung on. That's out of here. That ball is out of here. No question, no doubt. That ball was out of here. He hit a fastball that was a little bit away from him, and he ripped it into the lower deck. And you can't dramatize that home run. That ball was just hit hard. That's 11 home runs and 52 RBIs for Otis. So that second strike, he would have been swinging different if he had 2 strikes on him. That time now he got a chance to have a good cut of the ball. So Franz has hurt us on 2 different plays. We either scored a run if he'd have called Garr safe when he was, and now when he doesn't call that half swing and strike, really put us in a jam. Darrell Porter, left-handed hitter, steps in. Slider inside, ball 1. Toronto leads Milwaukee 3-0 in the 5th inning. Los Angeles is ahead of Montreal. Changeup high. One thing about his changeup, sometimes it sails on him, and that ball sailed high and outside. 2 balls and no strikes on Darrell Porter. 2 outs. Top of the 7th inning. 1 run in. Kansas City leading 2-1. Now Stoney, upset with himself, walks off the rubber, wets the ball a little bit, and then rubs it up. Kansas City would run in the 2nd. Now run here in the 7th, lead it 2-1. Pitch right down the middle for a strike. 2 balls and 1 strike. Porter hitting .271, 9 home runs and 40 RBIs. He struck out his first time up and then grounded the second. He's 0 for 2 in the day. Stone delivers. Another fastball in the inside corner this time. Knee high. Cleveland just got another run. In the 6th inning, they lead 5-2. Count's even up now, 2-2. Stone kicks and delivers. Fastball swung on, fly ball center field. Lemon now back a few steps, and he takes it for out number 3. They get 1 run on 1 hit, no errors, nobody left. For the score after 6.5 innings of play, Kansas City 2, the White Sox 1. Everybody!
WMAQ.
Timmy Pearsall back at Comiskey Park. Jorge Orta leads things off. White Sox trail again by a run. They were down by 1 in the 6th, and a home run by Lemon tied it up. Amos Otis hit a home run to put him out in front in the 7th inning. Zisk will follow Orta. Orta's popped to 3rd and grounded to 2nd base. He's 0 for 2. First 2 games, he was 4 for 9, hitting .293 with 10 home runs and 60 RBIs. Yesterday, he drove in 3 big runs. A double with the bases loaded and a home run in the 8th inning. Pitch is way inside from Pattin. 1 ball as Marty Pattin tries to pitch the left-handed hitters. Inside. Way off the bag at 3rd is Brett. Outfield around towards right and deep. Not too deep and left is McRae. As a pitch hits in front of the plate, bounced high against the catcher's chest protector, and the count goes to 2 balls and no strikes. The Dodgers lead Montreal 2-0 in the 4th. Toronto leads Milwaukee in the 6th 3-0. Bottom of the 7th inning, 2-1, Kansas City leading over the White Sox. Pitch is swung on, ground ball out towards second. White backs on the grass and flips him out. So Pattin continues to get most of these hitters to hit the ball on the ground. He's not overpowering. At one time, he was a hummer. He used to strike out 10 and lose ball games. So far today, he's only struck out 1, and he hasn't walked anybody. He had retired 15 in a row before Lemon hit a home run. Richie Zisk the hitter. Pitch swung on and fouled off. It was a slider. He struck out in the 2nd and flied weakly to center field in the 5th inning. Hitting .310. Hey, don't forget, Monday is family night. Families for half price. Wilbur Wood against Perry, against Texas. Breaking ball outside, 1 ball and 1 strike on Richie Zisk. Zisk with 20 home runs and 73 RBIs. Guarding the line now is Brett. Patek is deep at short. The 1-1 pitch. Just inside corner. Boy, and Zisk backs out of there, and he's not happy at all. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Fastball just got the inside corner. And Zisk looking for something out over the plate. Back in the 2nd, he struck out on a breaking ball out away from him. Fastball, strike 3. Swung right over that pitch. He has struck out 2, and both times he has struck out Zisk. Zisk has struck out 5 out of his last 6 times up. When you don't make contact, you can't get base hits. Oscar Gamble, the hitter. We're in the bottom of the 7th inning, 2-1. Kansas City leading. They've got 5 hits. The White Sox have 2. Neither club has made an error today. A left-hander and a right-hander warming up in the bullpen. Gurr and Bird for Kansas City. Pattin. Chucky Guy delivers. Pitch swung out, foul off behind the plate. Back comes Porter, and it looks like he's going to get it. He jammed him with that pitch, and he takes it for out number 3. No hits, no runs, no errors, and nobody left. And the score, after 7 full innings of play, Kansas City 2, the White Sox 1.
Two solo home runs today. Chet Lemon tied it up for the White Sox in the 6th, but Al Cowens punched one into the left field seats. I take that back. Amos Otis punched one into the left field seats in the 7th inning to give Kansas City a 2-1 lead, and that's where we're at right now as Freddie Patek leads it off. You know, the Royals players, I think, are really chagrined. The fact that the White Sox players are getting such enthusiasm from their fans, which has never been attained before, certainly not in Kansas City, where the fans have rooted them out of the dugout to tip their hat, and they had, the players themselves had Otis tip his hat. So I think there might be a little professional envy.
Well spoken. I agree with you.
I know Whitey Herzog said, geez, he said, these guys get a man on base, the crowd goes wild. He said, we get 6 runs and they boo us. Meaning the fans in Kansas City. So the players, I think, are a little childish if they ever, here's a base hit to left field by Patek, get upset at fans in another city rooting for their ball club. That's just a big paycheck to go home with. In fact, we've drawn over 80,000 here the first 2 games and well over 40,000 here today. So Patek gets his first hit. That's the 7th time the Royals have had their leadoff man on in this series. The previous 6, they have scored him 5 times. Frank White, the number 9 hitter, will be looking to sacrifice here. The White Sox have Soderholm playing in. I don't know, Patek hurt himself going over to first. He may have stumbled on the bag. Did you see anything, Jimmy?
No, but I watch him steal second in a moment.
Well, he leads the American League with 33 stolen bases. I don't think so. I think they're going to try to sacrifice first. I think he was 10 straight he stole against the White Sox a year ago without being caught. Stone working out of the stretch. Runner not going. Here's the pitch. Attempted the bunt, and he missed it. And White is claiming, I just put the bat out there. Well, he made an attempt. And I think it would have been a strike anyway, Neudecker is telling him, on the outside part of the plate.
He didn't have as good a cut as Otis did.
One strike on the batter. Runner at first, nobody out here in the 8th inning. 2-1 ball game, first game of the doubleheader. Right-hander ready. Here's the pitch. A pitch out. The runner not going. Ball 1. Well, the White Sox picked it off. Jimmy, you're shaking your head, but the other day Patek was going on a pitch out and he beat it out, so they thought they had picked up the sign and they didn't. Here's a toss over to first. The runner back. Good move. Almost got him. He went back in standing.
A lot of managers now when they're ahead like this late in the game will let the hitter hit and send the runner.
There's another toss over, and again he dives back in this time and is safe. While the White Sox, winning the first 2 games, are assured of not losing any ground at all in this series. That's the nice thing about winning the first 2. Right-hander delivers. Here's a pitch high, a ball, 2-1. White Sox hoping to get at least a split here. The Royals within striking distance of this first game. Well, they give White a lot of room in left center field. 2 balls and a strike. Not going. The pitch, it's bunted. Jim Spencer has it and lets it go foul. That's a good play by Spencer. He could have picked the ball up about 3/4 of the way down and touched White, but he elected to let it go foul because he had all the time in the world to play with it, because if he saw that it was going to stay fair, he could have grabbed it at the last instant and touched White out, who was coming at him. But instead, a very heads-up move on the part of Spencer, so the count is now 2-2, and that takes away a sacrifice.
What's even make the play more tougher for him was the fact it was bunted so hard. You know, if it got by him and then kicked, it could have kicked fair maybe, but he just was right on top of it.
So 2-2 the count to White. George Brett in the on-deck circle. I think Brett's upset with the White Sox, period, because they traded his brother and they didn't trade him to Kansas City. He was the one that, here's the pitch, was a swing and a foul on a play, encouraging Otis to go out and tip his hat. I think George is mad at every team that trades Kenny. Well, 2 fine kids, though, really. They're good athletes.
They're good athletes, but you know, it's funny. Mr. Kaufman doesn't want to spend that kind of money.
No. He probably has more than Mr. Autry. 2-2 the count. Runner at first, there he goes. Here's the pitch. There's a swing and a fly ball to center field. Lemon with a good jump on it coming in. Bannister calling him off, and Lemon takes it from him in short right center field. Little confusion there as Bannister was waving him off, but Lemon kept coming on and grabbed it, Jimmy.
Chet was really looking at that ball because he had to come so long, and I think he forgot to holler because Bannister gave no indication he was going to get out of the way. He must have heard him at the last moment.
So there's one out, and George Brett's about it. The White Sox have been successful thus far with this tough hitter today. 0 for 3. Right-hander delivers. Here's the pitch outside, a ball. Yeah, we're talking about the fans and the reaction of the Kansas City players. The only time the fans really out of line is if they would abuse the opposition or something like that, which has not occurred. Here's a toss to first. Patek dives back in. 1 ball, no strikes to Brett. He is flied out to left and grounded out twice to the second baseman.
I think Stoney's fastball is better to first. He is really humming it over there.
Patek with the lead. There he goes. He stops. Here's the pitch high, ball 2. Royals about hit the White Sox 6-2. Marty Pattin had a perfect game through 5 innings when Chet Lemon hit a leadoff home run off of him in the 6th to tie the ball game up at that time. Right now it's 2-1 Kansas City. There he goes. Here's a swing and a pop-up on the infield. Bannister didn't see it at first. Now he does. Now with the sunglasses, he's got it. And there are 2 out. You know, even if Jimmy Patek just turned and raced back, Bannister drops that ball if he would want. He could have dropped it and got the force on Patek at second base. But I'm just saying, Patek did not look to see if he would. He just headed right back towards the bag.
You got to be very clever when you drop it. Because if you intentionally drop it, then they call him out anyways. It's got to be a very clever drop. Usually a trap play will let you get away with it, but if you drop it out of your glove, they make it tough on you.
Hal McRae, the batter now, with 2 out and a runner at first. Runner not going. Here's the pitch. Here's a swing and a foul. Up on the roof on the right side. 1 strike in the batter. Remember, the big payoff inning will be in the bottom half of this inning, the 8th.
Stone is doing an excellent job of making Patek stop, getting that right foot to stop before he delivers, where he has to start over if he's going to steal. He's losing that little momentum, and that's why he hasn't been going. So Stone is bothering him with his good move to first.
In that big payoff inning, we'll have Spencer, Lemon, and Soderholm coming up against Marty Pattin, who's been 1 pitch away from being sensational today. Here's the pitch, way outside a ball, 1-1. Gwinnett Rosenbaum is here today, Sox fan since 1914. Wonder if any relation to Glenn Rosenbaum, a traveling secretary. There goes the runner. Here's a swing and a foul down the left side. Soderholm gets it in foul territory. 1 ball and 2 strikes. A leadoff single by Patek. He's now there with 2 out. Cleveland out in front of Minnesota now, 8-2 at the end of 6. First game of the doubleheader. Kansas City will be playing the Minnesota Twins. They go to Minnesota this week, tomorrow night and Tuesday night, before going home to face Toronto and then the White Sox and then California. Whereas the White Sox remain home for Texas for 4 games. Well, we got a chore, Jimmy. Gaylord Perry, Doyle Alexander, Doc Ellis, and Bert Blyleven. They've got the best pitching staff in the West now. Here's a swing and a looper into right center field. It's going to drop in, a base hit. Richie Zisk charging the ball, gets it back into the infield, and there are runners at first and third. McRae just reached out and looped that into right center, and the Royals have runners at first and third with 2 out, and Pete LaCock, the batter.
I think he busted that bat in about 18 pieces. He really got fooled on that pitch.
And McRae's going to be taken out of the ball game. Joe Zeb from Park Ridge, Illinois, coming in to pinch run for him. Zeb will probably stay in the ball game in left field. Well, Jimmy, we didn't see McRae play defense at all last year because of the designated hitting duties, but he really gets a good jump on the ball. I was really impressed with him this year. Haven't said so up until today, and I just, didn't know whether it was for real or not, but he does a good job out there. I'm surprised they haven't had him play defense enough. But they've got some good leg men and arms in this organization. Kansas City has had a lot of guys who could play the outfield. It was just a matter of shaking loose the tree. They get a lot of gloves, but not many bats. But they've got a few bats now. Poquette, Zeb. Here's the first pitch to LaCock. A swing and a foul going off to the left side. It'll be out of play behind the White Sox dugout.
He's been very successful, Stone, with turning that ball over, and LaCock has been chasing bad balls. He struck him out in the first and then again in the 6th, so he's trying to keep the ball from being inside because he had a line shot just foul. It would have been a home run early in the ball game. He's got good power.
The 2 former teammates with the Cubs a year ago. Stone out of the stretch, trying to get out of this 8th inning with allowing anybody to score. Here's a swing and a foul back to the screen. So he's ahead of him now, 2 strikes. Stoney has struck out 3 today, and all 3 have ended an inning. LaCock in the 1st and the 6th, and Porter in the 2nd. 2-1, Kansas City out in front here in the top half of the 8th inning. Royals have out-hit the White Sox 7-2. Marty Pattin has been sensational. Right-hander ready. Here's the pitch. Here's a swing and a foul. Trying to reach out and punch that ball into left field. Hits the edge of the roof and bounces back onto the playing surface.
It kind of amazes me that LaCock won't move up in the plate a little bit. He just keeps throwing it out away from him. He keeps reaching for it. If he does throw him a breaking ball now, I imagine he'll throw it in the dirt if he can.
Chuck Hiller talking to Patek down at third. Joe Zeb over at first. 2 strikes on the batter. LaCock with a slightly open stance. There goes the runner. Here's the pitch. Here's a swing and a pop-up coming back, but it'll be out of play as it goes into the upper deck. Gentleman in the 3rd row has it. The Cubs are underway at Houston. No score in the bottom of the first. Cubs trying to salvage a victory in that Houston series this afternoon after losing Friday night and Saturday afternoon. Friday night and Saturday night, I should say. 2 strikes on the batter. Outfield around to the left. Now Essian wants to talk to Stone. What'd you guess for the crowd here today, Jimmy?
48,400.
Now that you say that, I forget what I guessed.
Well, but look at them up in the
Catwalks.
Boy, they're backed up there 4 and 5 deep. And the bleachers, there isn't room to breathe.
Here's the 2-strike pitch, and he just missed outside a ball. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Toronto's trying to snap a 9-game losing streak, leads Milwaukee 4-0 at the end of 6 innings of play. Milwaukee's come on to win 3 of their last 4. Right-hander ready. There goes the runner. Here's the pitch. Called strike 3. Struck him out for the 3rd time today. And for the 4th time, Stone has ended an inning with a strikeout. So no runs, 2 hits. That's the first inning the Royals have had more than 1 hit in an inning, and 2 men left on. So we go to the bottom of the 8th. It's Kansas City 2, the White Sox 1. Brown and Jimmy Pearsall back at Comiskey Park as we go to the bottom of the 8th inning. It'll be Jim Spencer, Chet Lemon, and Eric Soderholm batting, and if anybody gets on, Jim Essian will step up. And this is our big payoff inning here in the 8th inning. If our entrance and their batter gets a single, they'll win $50, $100 for a double, $200 for a triple, $500 for a homer, and $1,000 for a grand slammer, which only the 4th hitter could do, and $25 if their man gets on and a walk safe on an error hit by a pitch. And if their man does not get a hit, they'll still win 2 tickets to a White Sox game of their choice. Jim Spencer leads it off, and he is batting for Lee Kokas of 335 South Clinton Avenue in Oak Park, Illinois. Spencer looking for his first hit of the day. The White Sox have but 2. Chet Lemon's homer and Jim Essian's double. Marty Pattin, 33-year-old veteran, has done a tremendous job for the Royals today. Here's a pitch, a swing and a foul that Spencer hits off his leg. Remember, if you want to be a part of the big payoff inning, this is your last day to send in your postcards to WMAQ Post Office Box 3396, Chicago. It'll go on through the 11th of August, but anything after this weekend we won't accept. We've got a bunch now that we're drawing from. So it's Post Office Box 3396, Chicago, Illinois. 1 strike in the batter. Spencer agonizing over that pain that he just sustained on that foul tip. Jimmy, broke his toe on a foul tip in Texas earlier this year, was out of the lineup for a couple of weeks. That's one of the amazing things of this club, that Spencer's been out of the lineup for a couple of weeks on the disabled list. Zisk has been out twice. Soderholm has been out. Lemon has been out. Gamble has been out. And the club has not been hurt by it. I mean, they certainly would like those fellows in the lineup, but the fellows who came in picked the club up. And the Sox are 24 games over 500 for their efforts.
I think Jim had a little spasm in his back. Not so much the foul tip hitting him, but the way he swung at the ball. He was way out in front and jerked his back.
Whatever it was, he's taken a while to get back in there. Now he is set. Outfield plays him deep and around to the right. 2-1, Kansas City out in front. Everybody stepping up represents the tying run. Pattin goes into the windup. Here's the 1-strike pitch. Here's a swing and a fly ball. Got underneath it too much. Going out to right field. Could be trouble. Everybody coming on, but Cowens is there and he falls down. Al Cowens got it and he fell down. He was rushing for it, as was White, the second baseman, and Otis, the center fielder. The Sox almost got a break. That wind is strong and tricky. In fact, it is so strong, it has ripped off part of the lanyard going up the pole up in right center field holding the American flag. It has ripped off the bracket there that holds the top of the flag up. Jimmy?
Cowan on that play was coming in full speed, The infielder White was going out, and Otis was coming over. He took his eye off the ball momentarily, and when he looked up again, it was blown away from him. He almost played it into a double.
All right, Lee Kokas of Oak Park, Illinois, wins 2 tickets to a White Sox game. Chet Lemon, the batter, he's accounted for the only run with a homer, batting for Jack Coleman of Joliet, Illinois. Pattin delivers. Here's the pitch. Low outside a ball. Jack Coleman of 523 Coles Avenue in Joliet. The wind is now out of the west at 22 miles an hour. It was at 16 when the game started. Out of the southwest, and it has shifted. Right-hander ready, the 1-0 pitch. Low ball. Interestingly enough, the only hits off of Pattin have been by the right-handed hitters. A home run by Lemon on a 2-0 count, and the count now is 2-0, and a double down the left field line by Essian. The count. Right-hander delivers. Called strike. Jerry Neudecker calling the balls and strikes here in the first game.
Last time on 2-0, he got a fastball and put it up in the upper deck.
Got a breaking ball that time around his knees. Here's the 2-1 delivery. High and inside the ball, 3-1. 3 balls and a strike.
We're running out of time. Let's go, Chet.
What we used to say as kids, a walk's as good as a hit.
That's right. Or get hit in the big part of the bottom.
3-1 pitch on the way to Lemon. Swing and a foul and a big cut at it and comes straight back, and the count goes full 3-2. Marty Pattin has limited the White Sox to only 2 hits. He has had 6 perfect innings. Retiring the side in order for the first 5 and then again in the 7th. What makes it even more amazing is the fact that he hasn't pitched a lot lately. His last start was over a month ago. His last relief job was July 9th. And the fact that the White Sox, since the All-Star break, have been hitting .343 as a team. You put those all together and it adds up. A great performance. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Swinging a grounder to Brett at third. He's got it. Throws across. 2 out. Mayberry pulls it in. So there's 2 up and 2 down here in the inning. And Jack Coleman from Joliet, Illinois, not a cash winner, but gets 2 tickets to a White Sox game of his choice. And now Eric Soderholm, the batter, 0 for 2 today, is batting for Mr. John Pinty of 3717 First Street in East Chicago, Indiana. John Pinty. Eric Soderholm batting for him. Eric flied out to center and popped up to second. And Porter goes out to the mound along with Patek. And Jimmy, what would you imagine they'd be talking about right now with Soderholm up?
Well, they figure Essian has not been hitting well, and they don't want to get Soderholm a pitch that he can hit out. So they're trying to probably want to pitch him in and down. You know, we've gotten 30 hits in the first 2 ball games, and you look up there, we only got 2. It's kind of unusual for a White Sox lineup.
And Pattin doing a great job. That's all there is to it. Move the ball around, change speeds. Only 1 ball. He's really gotten up high. Well, actually, a ball to Lemon just above the waist on the TV replay. Here's the first pitch to Soderholm, and it's inside a ball. As you suggested, Jimmy, they're going to work inside on it. 9-2, Cleveland out in front of Minnesota. That game at the end of 7. Right-hander ready. Here's the pitch. Called strike with a breaking ball in the inside part of the plate. Evens the count up at 1-1. 2-1 ball game. The White Sox in a 1-run affair here. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Soderholm. Ball up high. Held off on it. Sox have been involved in 24 one-run ball games this year, winning 11 and losing 13. Meanwhile, the Royals have been involved in 29 of them and have won 20. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Ball 3 outside. A bad one would put the tying run on. So he fell behind Lemon 3-1. Got him on a 3-2 pitch, grounding out to third. Now let's see what happens here with Soderholm in a 3-1 count. Pattin has not walked a soul here today. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Bad ball, down and in. On the inside part of the plate,
Lamar Johnson is just getting up. Lemon called him. If he gets on, I imagine he'll pinch hit for Essian.
Right-hander ready. The 3-2 pitch. Ball 4, he walked him. That's the first walk given up. And Lamar Johnson is going to bat here for Marty Pattin. Not that for Essian against Marty Pattin. And the bullpen gets up now for Kansas City for the second time today. Lamar, the pinch hitter, here in the 8th inning. Lamar hitting .303 this year, 12 homers and 42 RBIs. Well, I remember when he hit a pinch home run a year ago, a 3-run job to win a ball game on a Sunday afternoon against the Minnesota Twins.
I'll take the pinch triple he got against Lee right now. I see where they sold Murphy to Toronto.
Yeah, they did a good job the other day for Toronto. Is he pitching now, Jimmy?
No, I don't see it. But I noticed they were wondering whether Lee was going to go or Murphy.
Yeah, Murphy went, and he was picked up right away by the Blue Jays. So Lamar Johnson, the batter, a runner at first, a tying run. Lamar represents the lead run here in the bottom of the 8th. The left-hander looks like it's Gura again in the bullpen for Kansas City. Yep, Larry Gura. He's pitched in the first 2 games thus far in this series. Marty Pattin, working out of the stretch. Lamar Johnson, the batter. Here's the pitch. Outside a ball. They don't want to give Lamar anything he can drive out of here, so they try to keep it away from him. Well, they give him a lot of room in right center field. He'd hit one out there, Soderholm would score. Soderholm will be off with a crack of the bat. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss on a breaking ball, 1-1. By the way, Soderholm was batting for John Pinte of East Chicago, Indiana, and that walk gave John $25. And now Lamar Johnson's batting for Olaf Olson in Aurora, Illinois.
Wonder about a pinch runner here.
That's what I thought too, Jimmy. Just a moment ago, and I was going to bring it up. Forgot about this big payoff inning. 1 ball, 1 strike in the batter. Right-hander ready. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. He had his pitch in his cut. That ball just sunk on him a little bit. And the count 1-2. Lamar Johnson, the pinch hitter here, with a ball and 2 strikes on him. A base hit to keep it alive at very minimum. Right-hander ready. The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. So that retires the side. That is the 3rd strikeout today for Pattin in the inning. No runs, no hits. 1 man left out. So we go to the 9th. It's a 1-run ball game. Kansas City 2, the White Sox 1. Warren Brow back at Comiskey Park along with Mary Shane as we go to the 9th inning. Kansas City 2, the White Sox 1. Brian Downing has come on to do the catching here in the 9th inning as Steve Stone will face Al Cowens, John Mayberry, and Amos Otis. In our big payoff inning, Lee Kokas of Oak Park, Illinois, Jack Coleman of Joliet, Illinois, and Olaf Olson of 1314 East Indian Trail in Aurora, Illinois, all won 2 tickets to a White Sox game, while Mr. John Pinte of East Chicago, Indiana, won $25 in the big payoff inning. We'll have another in the 2nd game. A home run by Otis right now is the difference in this ball game. He got it in the 7th with nobody on and 2 out. Al Cowens, with 2 of the Royals' 7 hits off the Stone, steps in. He singled and scored in the 2nd, singled in the 4th, and flied out to center field in the 7th. The Royals got their first run with runners at 1st and 3rd and nobody out when Otis hit into a double play. He did not get credit for an RBI on that. The first pitch is a strike. Then Chet Lemon hit a solo home run to lead off the 6th inning that broke up a perfect ball game for Marty Pattin to tie it 1-1. And then Otis hit that 2-out homer. Here's a swing and a grounder foul on an outside pitch, 0-2 to the batter. as Otis hit his 11th home run of the year into the left field seats in the 7th inning, making it a 2-1 ball game, and that's where we're at now. Looking ahead to the 9th, the White Sox will have the top of the order. Garr, Bannister, and Orta. Anybody gets on, Richie Zisk would come up. 2 strikes on the batter.
You talk about a key play so far in the game. It looks as though that calling by Art France of Ralph Garr out on that close play at first base is pretty crucial, because the next hitter hit a fly ball which would have scored the runner at third. It'd be all tied up.
Yeah, that could have kept the inning going, and unfortunately, Art's got that bad hip, and he didn't run down to the bag. Here's the pitch. Here's a swing and a fly ball to right field. Richie Zisk is there, pounds the mitt and takes it. There's 1 out. As the TV replay showed that Garr had beat it out. Art's going to be umpiring just for a couple of more weeks and then undergo hip surgery. One of those things, you just have to overcome things like that. I've never been one to really get all upset over officials' decisions. There are too many announcers that really are total homers that way, and we've had a lot of breaks from umpires this year going against other clubs, and I'm one of those who thinks it all evens out in the end. John Mayberry, the batter, 0 for 2 today, takes a strike. He walked back in the 2nd inning after Cowens singled, and that put that first run in scoring position, from whence it came around to score after a stolen base and then the double play. Here's a pitch outside, a ball, 1-1. The second game, it'll be Chris Knapp going for the White Sox against Dennis Leonard. And I don't see how Dennis Leonard can be any tougher than Marty Pattin has been, or anybody for that matter. He's allowed only 2 hits. Here's a pitch just missed in the outside corner, a ball. 2-1. With the exception of the home run by Lemon and a double by Essian in the 6th inning, and a walk in the 8th, Pattin has been near well perfect. Here's the pitch, ball 3 outside. Trying to keep that ball away from Big John. And he has fallen behind here. He's got Otis up next. 2-1. Royals out in front with a solo run in the 2nd, and Otis's home run in the 7th. The White Sox, their lone run in the 6th. Right-hander ready. Here's the 3-1 pitch. And that's the ball inside. He walked him. So, after getting out in front of him, 1 strike, he missed on the next 4 pitches. So, a runner down at first. White Sox want to keep the Royals within striking distance and not allow that man to score. So, a runner at first, Otis the batter. He grounded into a double play, and the initial run of the ball game scored on it. Beat out an infield hit in the 5th, was stranded at 2nd, and then hit a 2-out solo home run in the 7th. That's the difference in this ball game right now. Right-hander ready. Spencer playing behind the runner. Here's the pitch. There's a swing and a pop-up. Coming back to the right side. Downing giving a chase, but it'll carry on into the seats. Any ball hit behind the plate, they've got to go after it with this wind coming out of the west at 22 miles an hour, because it keeps it in play. But that one just a little too far back. 1 strike in the batter. Boston and California are just underway. Boston has beaten the Angels the last 2 nights. Cleveland leading Minnesota 9-2 in the 9th. Detroit at Texas will be a night game. Right-hander ready. Here's the pitch. Just missed in the outside corner, a ball. Stone looks a little forlorn after that. He thought he caught the outside corner. Baltimore at Seattle, New York at Oakland getting underway shortly. And Toronto leads Milwaukee 4-1 at the end of 7, trying to snap a 9-game losing streak. Now time is called. National League, the Cubs have tied up Houston 1-1 at the end of 2. Right-hander ready. Here's the pitch. Low, ball 2. Well, Stoney, after 1 out, has gotten in front of the last 2 hitters, 1 strike, but then he missed on 4 straight pitches to Mayberry, now missed on 2 straight ones to Otis, and Nordhagen down to the bullpen to get somebody up. Looks like Kirkwood's grabbed a mitt. Will come out of the bullpen and start warming up. It is Kirkwood. Right-hander ready. The 2-1 pitch. Inside, ball 3. Stone has walked a pair today, and it's been John Mayberry on both occasions. 3-1 the count. Darrell Porter in the on-deck circle. Right-hander ready. Here's the pitch. Check swing, called strike. So the count goes full. Mayberry most likely will be off from first. Steve Boros, with a degree in literature from the University of Michigan, doing the coaching down at first base. Chuck Hiller down at third. 3-2 the count. Right-hander ready. Here's the pitch. Swinging a fly ball to right center field. Chet Lemon coming on. He's there and he's got it. Oh boy, almost came out of his mitt. Little snow cone job after he squeezed his mitt and came out, but he hung on to it, and there's 2 out. So there's 2 down now, and Darrell Porter, the batter, 0 for 3 this afternoon. Get out of this inning. Everybody coming up in the 9th will represent the tying run.
Darrell Porter.
The White Sox, after scoring 17 runs the last 2 nights, have been limited to 1 run and 2 hits by the outstanding pitching of Marty Pattin. Here's the pitch. Outside the ball, and Steve Stone has really not done that bad himself. Only in 1 inning have the Royals had more than 1 hit. Here's a strike in the outside corner, 1-1. That was in the 8th inning. A leadoff single, then a 2-out single, had runners at first and third before he struck out LaCock for the 3rd time. One ball and 1 strike. Porter has struck out, grounded out, and flied out. Left-handed hitter. Mayberry at first. Here's the pitch. Strike 2, knee high on the outside corner. A ball and 2 strikes to Porter. This is the first of a pair. Right-hander out of the stretch. Here's the pitch. Just missed on the outside part of the plate, ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Porter doing a good job for the Kansas City Royals after coming over from Milwaukee. Here's the 2-2 delivery. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Stone has ended every inning that he has struck out a man. So that's 5 strikeouts, ending 5 innings. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 man left. We go to the 9th. A run would tie it. The Sox need 2 to win it, as Kansas City leads it here 2-1. Roy Brown back at Comiskey Park as we go to the 9th inning. Marty Pattin has been sensational. He's limited the White Sox to their least amount of runs and hits combined this year. 1 run on 2 hits. As the veteran right-hander completes his warm-up tosses, a left-hander and a right-hander in the Kansas City bullpen, Larry Gurra and Doug Bird. Well, it used to be you'd see Littell and Mangori down there in this situation, but Bird and Gurra have been doing the job of late. Now Brett talking with the catcher and the pitcher, figuring what to do here, how to pitch Ralph Garr, and also to be aware that Ralph might try to bunt his way out.
Talked about standing ovations, and once again, just because Ralph Garr's coming to the plate, there are all kinds of fans on their feet. Now, what's interesting, Lauren, I was just looking through the hitting of the game so far. With 2 right-handers on the mound, there's been no left-handed hitters who've had a hit so far. So this would be the first if Garr gets on.
All right, Garr trying to extend his hitting streak to 12 in a row. Here's the pitch, a swing and a miss on a sinker ball, strike 1. The outfield playing Garr around the left. But this time, McRae, or rather Joe Zeb, who's out there now, not guarding that line as much. Cowens playing him straight away in right field. They are bunching towards that side. They don't want to give any triples away here, but they do give him a lot of room in right center. Here's the pitch. Low ball, 1-1. Garr will be followed by Bannister and Orta. Zisk would hit if anybody gets on. 2-1 Kansas City. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 2, and Ralph loses his helmet. today has struck out 3. He has walked only 1 man. This is his first pitching performance in 3 weeks and his first start in 35 days. Well, imagine what a job this has been. Even if he had pitched 3 days ago, it had been a tremendous job. But the fact he hasn't pitched in so long makes it even more. Here's the 1-2 pitch. In the dirt. Ball 2. Trying to keep that ball low on Garr. Trying to have him keep the ball on the ground to his infielders. Brett parallel with the bag at third. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Ralph represents the tying run. Here's the pitch. Here's a swing and a grounder right side. Frank White has it at second, and he throws him out. There's 1 out. The White Sox have had but 1 leadoff man on all day, and that was Chet Lemon's home run in the 6th inning to lead it off to account for the only run. Alan Bannister, the batter, he's 0 for 3. Boy, he gave the ball a ride his last time up. But McRae got a good jump on it and got it back at the warning track. A big out on the out prior to that with Garr at first base. Otherwise, it would have been a sacrifice fly. The Sox would at that time had a 2-1 lead, but that was not the case. Right-hander ready. Here's the pitch to Banny. Here's a swing and a drive into left field. Coming in is Zeb. He's got the ball. It gets beyond him. Here goes Bannister to second. He might try for 3. He's going to hold up. The tying run at second base. Joe Zeb had the ball go off his net. And the Sox have the tying run in scoring position with Orta up. So the tying run is on. The White Sox get a break. A well-hit ball by Bannister that Zeb charged, and the ball went off his mitt. They have yet to score it. I would well imagine it would be an error. It is an error. So let's see if the White Sox can take advantage of it here. On the left fielder. Now here comes Galen Cisco out of the dugout. I think he wants to call Marty Pattin down, but they all, well, I wouldn't think they'd want to walk that winning run. Oh, for the long one. That's what the banner says out in left field. This place would go bananas. This is banner day today. Loads of folks with their banners that they'll be parading between ball games, and they would be happier doing it after a White Sox victory. Now, George Brett signaling down to the bullpen. I thought maybe he was calling in a pitcher. But Galen Cisco goes back to the dugout. A big break for the White Sox on Zeb's error. Boy, you can see Zeb is really upset with himself out in left field. Jorge Orta looking for his first hit of the day. Oh, if that ball would have gotten a little further, Bannister might have gotten to third. Georgie drove in 3 runs yesterday. Here's the pitch. Inside the ball. Gets away from Porter, but not far enough. He's been pitching George inside all day. He got jammed and popped up, and then he's grounded out twice to Frank White at second base. The White Sox have the tying run at second with 1 out here in the 9th inning. Right-hander ready. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Evens the count 1-1. Pattin has been superb. 1 ball, 1 strike. Bannister with the tying run in his hip pocket at second base. Orta represents the winning run here. Pattin is ready. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Had a cut. Orta looking to be the first left-hander today to get a hit. As Mary so astutely brought out a moment ago, all the hits against the two right-handed pitchers, 9 in total, 7 by Kansas City, 2 by the White Sox, have been by right-handed hitters. Outfield deep and around to the right, playing Orta to pull the ball. Right-hander is ready. The 1-2 pitch. Swinging a base hit. Here comes Bannister. Here he comes around third. Here's the throw into the plate. He's safe. The game is tied up. 2-2. The White Sox have tied it up. Well, Mary, so astutely, as I said, you brought that out. I think you talked the left-hander into getting one.
I tell you, you gotta be here to believe this. I wish everybody listening could be here to enjoy this. It's fantastic. I love it.
Here is Richie Zisk. Boy, of the Kansas City pitchers have really had Richie's numbered today and yesterday. He has struck out 5 times in his last 7 times to the plate. But now, the winning runs at first base with 1 out. The air opened the gates. Richie ready, a toss to first, and Pattin really slings it over there. 2-2 ball game. The White Sox were given a break, and they've taken advantage of it. Let's see if it can continue. Richie ready. Here's the pitch. There's a swing and a pop-up to the right side. Mayberry in foul territory. He's there. He's got it. 2 out. And now, the left-handed hitter, Oscar Gamble, the batter. Oscar does not have a hit today. No activity in the Kansas City dugout. No moves to go to the mound. They've got a left-hander, Gurr, in the bullpen. The White Sox have used up their prime right-handed pitch hitter in Lamar Johnson. Oscar Gamble. With a runner at first base and 2 out, the least that can happen will be extra innings. Right-hander ready. Here's a toss to first, the runner back. They might have a hit and run on. Orta has not stolen much this year. 4 times he has stolen a base, 4 times he has been thrown out. Now, Gamble calls time. Oscar really got good wood on the ball back in the 5th inning, but Cowens caught up with it in a leaping, stretched out, really didn't leap, one-handed catch in right field. Right-hander ready. Here's the pitch. There's a swing and a pop-up. Coming back behind the plate. Porter giving chase. He can't find it. Oh, it fell about 12 feet away from him. The ball was playable, but you can't fault Porter. That wind is such that it's really a problem back there. He really didn't see it. He looked and raced back, and then it fell about 14 feet or so to his left. 1 strike on the batter. That's a break. Oscar with 18 home runs and 42 RBIs. White Sox fans don't want extra innings. Kansas City does. Right-hander ready. Toss over to first, the runner back. A 1-out error by Joe Zeb in left field. On a drive by Bannister, put him at second base, and Orta on a 2-strike pitch singled him home to tie it up. Here's the pitch. There it goes, but it's foul. Oh, boy. Oscar got around on it a little too much. Oh, when that ball got off the bat from our angle directly behind home plate, that ball probably hit the roof of O'Brien's over there. He pulled it so far. Oh, 2 strikes on the batter. Wishful thinking on the announcer's part. Here's the pitch. Low a ball. Pattin is really upset. He thought he had him struck out. Pattin drops the ball after he gets it back from Porter. He is really mad. He is yelling in to Jerry Neudecker, slams down the rosin bag. Whitey Herzog goes to get a drink of water in the dugout, and Gamble remains alive. A ball and 2 strikes as Porter discusses it with Neudecker. That may well have been a break for the White Sox, I'll tell you. That looked like a good pitch. Right-hander ready. Here's the pitch. Here's a swing and a smash to Mayberry, but right at him, steps on the bag. We're going to go to extra innings. 1 run, 1 hit, 1 error. The White Sox get a standing ovation as they take the field, and 1 man left on. So we go to the 10th. The White Sox 2, Kansas City 2.
Lord Brown back with Barry Shane, and Marty Pattin really put on a performance in the dugout when that inning ended. He was all over Jerry Neudecker. Whitey Herzog had to come out of the dugout and wave Neudecker off, and Pattin had to be restrained a little bit. Finally went down to the other end. Pattin is really upset. The man he should be upset is his defense. It didn't hurt him one bit, but the drop liner out into left field is what hurt him.
You were just saying before, Lon, that these kinds of things tend to even out, and that's exactly what's happened, because the White Sox were hurt by that call at first base, and then the Royals were hurt by that play in the outfield. And now we've got a left-hander and a right-hander warming up for the White Sox.
And you could guess who they are. Dave Hamilton and Laren LeGros. Freddie Patek will lead it off. Tough little customer. Singled his last time up. He'll be followed by Frank White and George Brett. White Sox really have been fortunate pitching to Brett today. Freddie Patek leads it off. We're in the 10th inning. Extra innings here in Chicago, first game of the doubleheader. Here's the pitch to Patek, and it's outside of all. The White Sox in extra innings have won 5 and lost 4. This is their 10th. Kansas City has won 6 and they've lost 3. So this is their 10th. Here's the pitch. If the White Sox should win it, they'd have identical records in extra innings, 6 and 4, as Patek takes a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Cleveland beat Minnesota 9-2 in the first game of the doubleheader. Right-hander delivers. Here's the pitch high and inside the ball. If the White Sox could win this game, they would be 6.5 out in front of both Kansas City and Minnesota. Right-hander ready. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Don't want to let that leadoff man get on, especially Patek. He got on in the 8th to lead it off. He wound up still at first with 2 outs, then went to third on a single, but he's your American League stolen base leader right now, and a lot of things could happen. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a foul. Just got a piece of it. Brian Downing doing the catching. Jim Spencer's at first, Jorge Orta at second, Alan Bannister at shortstop, and Eric Soderholm playing in at third. Now backs up a little bit. Outfield of Ralph Garr in left, Chet Lemon in center, and Richie Zisk in right field. So the Kansas City defense opened up a break with an error in that 9th inning, and the White Sox promptly tied it up on a 1-2 single by Orta. A ball and 2 strikes on him. Two balls and 2 strikes. Stone in the windup. Here's the pitch. Swinging a foul ball to the right side. Spencer giving chase. Downing giving chase. Downing's got it. Nice running play towards the Kansas City dugout. Remember, as we mentioned, the catchers really have problems here today with that wind. And there's 1 out. And the batter is Frank White. White 0 for 3 today. Stoney will try to make it 0 for 4. You don't want to see Brett come up, period, but you don't want to see him come up with anybody on. Soderholm just went out to talk to Stoney. They've got to be aware of the bunt, though there is only 1 out, or though there is 1 out, just as if there was nobody out. Boy, this should be a great one to win. Marty Pattin has just been superb today. Here's the pitch, swing and a foul, and a big cut back to the screen. He was not looking to bunt at all.
Steve Morris coaching down at first. Chuck Hiller down at third. Right-hander in the windup. Here's the pitch. Low of ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Outfield gives him a lot of room in left center field. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Stoney really on his game here in this inning. Got out in front of Patek. Now out in front of Frank White. Right-hander into the windup. The 1-2 pitch. Just missed on the outside corner of ball 2-2. Cubs in Houston in the bottom of the 4th, tied up 1-1. Toronto snapped their 9-game losing streak, and they beat Milwaukee 4-1 today at Toronto. The Brewers had won 3 of their last 4. They're starting to play good ball. They've really been decimated by injuries. 2 balls, 2 strikes in the batter. Stone tugs on his cap, gets his sign from Downing, now goes into the windup. Here's the pitch. Swing and a foul, just got a piece of it as it comes straight back. Our big payoff inning in the first game was the 8th inning. We gave away $25 and 3 sets of ducats. For a White Sox game, we'll have another big payoff inning in the second game. Right-hander ready. The 2-2 pitch. Swing and a pop-up on the infield. Jorge Orta going back in the outfield grass. Second baseman's there. He's got it. 2 out. So there's 2 down, and George Brett, look out. Brett 0 for 4. He's been retired his last 7 times to the plate in the last 2 days, which makes him ever more the dangerous. A .299 hitter coming into the game. Came in as a .296 hitter into the series and has upped his average 3 points. But Stoney has got him to fly out to left, ground out to second twice, and pop up to short. He's been keeping the ball away from him. Right-hander delivers. Here's the pitch, and it's a strike. Fastball that Brett argues to Newdecker with about. Brett had hit a home run, a 3-run shot on Friday, and a solo home run yesterday on the first pitch of the ball game. Stoney in the windup delivers. Strike 2. Fastball at the knees. Looking ahead to the 10th, it'll be Spencer, Lemon, and Soderholm against Marty Pattin. Here's the 2-strike pitch. Checked it up high a ball. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Outfield, playing him deep and around to the left. They're pitching him away and playing him to hit away. Stoney now with the baseball, rubbing it up. Off on the out in the infield grass. Now steps back up in the rubber. A ball and 2 strikes. Soderholm guarding that line at third. Spencer guarding the line at first. The 1-2 pitch outside a ball. Stone has 5 strikeouts today, and they have all ended an inning. And for the 3rd straight hitter here in the inning, he has a 2-2 count. He got the last 2 hitters in the 2-2 count. Let's see what happens here in a 2-2 count. Now Brett steps out, feeling that Stone and Downing have taken too much time. Stoney was shaking Brian off. Now he's ready, goes in the windup. The 2-2 pitch. Outside a ball, so the count goes full. Joe Zeb in the on-deck circle. Well, you know that kid wants to get up there and make amends for that error.
Oh, boy, he sure does. Feels like a goat right now.
3-2 to count. Let's see what Stoney's going to give him here. Here's the pitch. Swing and a foul to the upper deck. In fact, up and out over the skybox. The White Sox trailed 1-0 when Kansas City, with nobody out, runners at first and third. Otis grounded into a double play with the run scoring. Chet Lemon led off the 6th inning with a home run to break up a perfect game by Marty Pattin, tied up 1-1. Then with nobody on and 2 out, Amos Otis hit a home run in the 7th inning to make it 2-1 Kansas City. Then in the 9th, with 1 out, Joe Zeb dropped Bannister's liner to left. Bannister wound up at second, and Orta singled him home to tie it up, and that's where we're at. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Swinging another foul, this time coming back on the roofs, straight behind home plate. And Brett remains alive. He's a tough cookie and a young one. I first met George when he was 18 years old, back in 1973, just turned 19 right after that when he was with Omaha, and you could see then that he was going to be a future star. 3-2 the count, nobody on, 2 out, here in the top of the 10th. Stone goes into the windup. Here's the pitch. There's a swing and another foul as Brett keeps reaching out, waiting for his pitch, trying to protect the plate and being able to do so. Well, they got 28,000 at Toronto today, so they start getting them back in the ballpark. They were really slipping there in that 9-game losing streak, and not too many fans came out, though they have a lot of season tickets sold. Stone is ready. The 3-2 pitch. Ball 4, he walked it. That's the 3rd walk given up by Stone. And now the lead runs at first with 2 out, and Joe Zeb is not going to get a chance to help himself after making that error. He is taken out for a pinch hitter. Looks like it's going to be Joe LaHood. It is Joe LaHood, who in his last 2 pinch hitting performances has singled and driven in a run. Now Downing talking to Stone. Brett has the ability to steal. In fact, George already this year has stolen 10 bases. He's been thrown out 8 times. And now LaHood bats for Zeb. LaHood singled and drove in a run as a pinch hitter yesterday in the 9th inning. Now pinch hitting here in the 10th.
He's been around with a bunch of clubs and just called back when they had an injury on the Kansas City Royals team when Davey Nelson was put on the disabled list. But he can hit. Hitting .333 with a few at bats since he's been here.
A left-handed hitter. Here's the pitch. Outside a ball. LaHood has been up 6 times with 2 hits. .333 average, 2 RBIs. He beat Cleveland the other night with an RBI single in extra innings and got an RBI single yesterday against the Sox in the 9th, driving in their 4th run. Here's the pitch, runner not going, and it's up high, ball 2. So Stoney, after being behind or ahead of Brett, 0-2, walked him. And now he has thrown 6 consecutive balls, not counting those balls that Brett had fouled off earlier. Don't want to allow that lead run to get to second. You got LaCock coming up next. 2 balls and no strikes. LaHood calls time as Stoney gets ready to deliver. Lob over to first. Even though if he had gotten it and tagged the runner, he would not have been out. Because time had been called, just getting rid of that baseball and getting it back, feeling it up and getting ready. Here's the 2-0 pitch. And he misses outside, ball 3. Then they see Hamilton come in. If Stoney does not get LaHood. 3 balls and no strikes. He had just missed on the outside corner. I don't believe they will give LaHood the hit sign here. Got to believe he would be taking all the way because you've got 4 chances to get that 1 ball to put the lead run at second. That's a strike he was not going to hit at all. They might even hold him up this time. 3-1 count. That way with a 3-2 count, even, he could have the runner off at first base. So let's see if they do give him the get-go. 3-1 pitch. He's got it, and it's up high a ball. He walked him. Here comes Bob Lemon. So Stoney with nobody on and 2 out has walked Brett and McRae, and now he's got Pete LaCock. So Stone out to the mound. Brett, or rather LaCock, against Stone today, has struck out 3 times. Stoney has struck out 5, and that's going to be all. They're going to bring Hamilton in, and Hamilton has been super. He beat Kansas City Friday night, and he got a save last night, or yesterday afternoon. So Stone won a total of 9 2/3 innings. He allowed 2 runs on 7 hits. He walked men, 2 in this inning, and he gets a big hand from this appreciative crowd as he goes to the dugout, and Dave Hamilton comes in. Harry, you might pass on Dave's stats for the year.
All right, as you said, he's been superb recently. His earned run average for the season is 4.60. He has a record of 2-3 with 4 saves. He's made 34 appearances before today, pitched 47 innings, given up 30 runs, 24 of them earned. He's given up 5 home runs, 23 walks, and 31 strikeouts, 1 wild pitch. So the left-hander, Dave Hamilton, and we should be facing Pete LaCock, but I see we've got a pinch hitter. It looks like Cookie Rojas.
It is Cookie Rojas, the right-hander. Pinch hitting here in the 10th. Well, the Royal pinch hitters have come through in this series. Poquette, well, I take that back. Poquette flied out yesterday. LaHood singled, and here today, LaHood walks. So the lead run is at second base with 2 outs. This all started after nobody on and 2 out, after Patek and White were unable to get the ball out of the infield. And then Stoney, being a little careful to George Brett after being ahead of him 2 strikes, walked him. And then he walked the pinch hitter, Joe LaHood. Hamilton 2 nights ago went 3 innings. He allowed no runs on 2 hits, walked a man and struck out a man, and got credit for his 2nd victory of the year. Yesterday, he came in and threw only 1 pitch and got George Brett to end the ball game and picked up his 4th save of the year. Cowens is due up next. Right-handed hitter, so Hamilton here trying to get this right-handed hitter. Here's the pitch. Oh, a good breaking ball for a strike to Rojas. Rojas not played a lot this year, but he's still tough. Don't kid yourself. Hitting 262 overall. The veteran has driven in 5 runs. Against the White Sox this year. Left-hander is ready. Here's the 1-strike pitch. Just missed on the outside corner of ball. Against the Sox this year, Rojas has 2 hits and 8 times to the plate at .250 average. Hamilton trying to get out of this inning without allowing a run to score. And the White Sox going to the bottom of the 10th, all tied up. That's where we're at now, 2-2. But now Hamilton has a hot dog wrapper in front of him, calls time, and curls it up. And now steps back in the rubber and looks in for a sign from Downing. A ball and a strike to Rojas. Left-hander ready. Here's the pitch. Here's a swing and a base hit to left field. Here comes the runner around to score. There are runners at first and second now. Here comes the runner at first going back now. He was headed for second, but LaHood was on first, and the Royals have regained the lead with a single by Rojas. Well, their pinch hitters have done a job, but the walks got Stoney in trouble, and now with another right-hander due up, LeGros going to come into the ball game for Hamilton as Brett comes around to score. So going to the bottom of the 10th, the White Sox will need at least a run to tie it up. So the Royals jump out in front now, 3-2, and those walks really hurt. Up until that point, just 1 bad pitch by Stoney all day, that home run, but nobody on and 2 outs, and the Royals have come back with 2 walks and a single, and Hamilton departs, pitching to 1 batter, allowing a base hit, and Laren LeGros comes in. So LeGros has pitched the last 2 days, a third of an inning, and he's allowed no runs on a hit and 2 walks. So Hamilton goes out. Done the job the last 2 days, but unfortunately gave up that hit that produced the run here. That's the 3rd hit for Rojas against the Sox this year. Mary?
Well, LeGros, as you said, has pitched in the last couple games. So far on the season, he's leading the club with 17 saves, 5 wins and 1 loss, certainly the relief ace. His earned run average is an impressive 2.12. This will be his 44th appearance. He's pitched 68 innings, given up 55 hits, 18 runs, 16 of them earned, 7 home runs. He's walked 23 and struck out 46 with 5 wild pitches. So it's Aaron LeGros.
Well, as Kansas City gets that run, Larry Gura got up in the bullpen and tossed a few pitches, and now leaning over discussing something with Davey Nelson, who went down to talk to him. So whether or not he will come on in the 10th inning, we know not. But if he doesn't, he'll be ready if needed. So LeGros, getting in his warm-up tosses, will face Cowens. Cowens is 2 for 4 today, a pair of singles. While the White Sox with a big break on Joe Zebb's there in the 9th to tie it, and the Royals with a break here on back-to-back walks after nobody on and 2 out, and they've taken advantage of it with a single, as the Sox took advantage of that error with a single. 3-2 ball game. Outfield plays him straight away. Joe LaHood down at second, and Cookie Rojas at first. We'll have a new left fielder in the 10th for Kansas City. Here's the pitch, and it's a strike in the outside corner. Boy, what the shame of it was the fact that Brett was in the hole 0-2. You got to give a lot of credit to that hitter. Stoney trying to give him nothing good to hit. Here's a swing and a fly ball down the left side, curving foul, and into the seats. Boy, that ball wasn't well hit, but it really carried down that line. But he pulled it foul, and the count goes 0-2. State fair, it's a 3-run homer. Didn't look like it was really going to travel that far, but it did. Two strikes on the batter. Joe LaHood, a pinch hitter who hasn't played that much in the big leagues this year, got a big walk. That put that lead run in scoring position. Right-hander ready. The 2-strike pitch. Just missed, low and away a ball. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Looking ahead to the bottom of the 10th, it'll be Spencer, Lemon, and Soderholm. LeGros ready. The 1-2 pitch. Just missed on the outside corner, ball 2, 2-2. Second game today will feature Dennis Leonard of Kansas City going against Chris Knapp. Royals have out-hit the White Sox 8-3. Right-hander ready. 2-2 pitch. Half swing and a foul to the right side of the bat boy. So LaHood goes back to second, and Rojas backs up to first. The Royals with a run in the 2nd, 1 in the 7th, and 1 here in the 10th. The White Sox tied it in the 6th and then tied it in the 9th. And they'll be going into the bottom of the 10th behind. It's just a matter of how many. LeGros wants to keep it at 1 here. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Cowens. He's had a good afternoon, 2 for 4, 310 hitter coming into today's game. Right-hander ready. The 2-2 pitch. There's a swing and a base hit to left center field. Here comes LaHood coming around to score. Here goes the runner headed for second and on into third, and it's a 4-2 ball game now. The Royals with a 2-run lead. So Steve Stone walking those 2 men not only hurt him, but they both came home to score as it set up the lead runs. And the Royals have come through with back-to-back singles. This all started with nobody on and 2 out. So there are runners at first and third, and now LeGros, who has given up the single. Laren really has not been that sharp in relief in this series, walking 2 men and facing 2 on Friday, and then facing 2 men yesterday, giving up the hit. Here's a swing and a shot to Spencer. He's got it. Steps on the bag, and Mayberry's retired, as are the Kansas City Royals. But the Royals come up with 2 runs. The White Sox got a gift in the 9th, and the Royals come back and are given a gift here in the 10th. 2 runs, 2 hits, 2 men left on. So we go to the 10th. The White Sox need 2 to tie, 3 to win, as it's Kansas City 4, the White Sox 2. Back at Comiskey Park with Mary Shane as we go to the bottom of the 10th. The Royals leading 4-2. And that's all for Marty Pattin. He got in his warm-up tosses. Whitey Herzog watched him and then decided, nope, I'm going to bring in Larry Gurra. So Marty Pattin leaves the ball game from Charleston, Illinois. He's got a chance to win it. But he is out of there. Larry Gurra, the new pitcher. Pattin pitched 9 innings. He allowed 2 runs, 1 of them earned. He allowed only 3 hits. He walked 1 and struck out 3. So the White Sox take on Larry Gurra, who has pitched the last 2 games. He went 2 innings on Friday, allowed a run on 5 hits. He pitched a third of an inning yesterday, allowed no runs on no hits. So he's pitched 2 1/3 innings in this series, allowing 1 run on 5 hits, and he's walked a man. And Joe LaHood is in the ball game in left field. Mary, let's take a look at Larry Gurra's stats.
All right, so far on the season, he has 7 saves with 5 wins and 5 losses. His earned run average, 3.50. This will be his 40th appearance. He's pitched 72 innings, given up 76 hits, 31 runs, 28 of them earned, 7 home runs. He's walked 21, struck out 32. He's hit 1 batter, and he's had 3 wild pitches. So it's left-hander Larry Gurra.
So Jim Spencer will lead it off. A big move here by Whitey Herzog, because he's got 1 left-hander to face, and then the next 3 hitters are right-handed hitters. But what he might do, he's got Doug Bird, a right-hander, in the bullpen. What he might do is just let Gurra pitch the 1 hitter. Spencer bring Bird out. And if he doesn't leave Spencer, well, we'll have to wait and see with the right-handers coming up. He might just let him pitch to Spencer no matter what, and then bring on Doug Bird, whom the White Sox defeated yesterday. Jim Spencer, the batter, looking for his first hit. He's 0 for 3. Jimmy went 2 for 4 yesterday, or Friday, but he's been blanked ever since. He's not had a hit in his last 8 times to the plate, so he's overdue. Just made a fine defensive play on Mayberry's ball that could well have put the White Sox out of reach, but they're in reach. Here's the pitch. Here's a swing and a base hit to left center field. The left-hander gets a hit off the left-handed pitcher. So the tying run comes up in the form of Chet Lemon, and here comes Whitey Herzog. That is all, I believe, for Larry Gurra. That is, they want Bird now. All right. Well, you know, it's been funny, as Mary mentioned, only 1 hit for the White Sox all day off of Marty Pattin by a left-handed hitter. Now a left-handed pitcher comes in, and a left-hander Spencer gets the hit. But that 1 hit was a big one because it tied the ball game up in the 9th inning. So Gurra is out of there.
I tell you, Lauren, anybody who says that the game of baseball is dull must be crazy. This is too exciting for words today.
Doug Bird, the pitcher, he pitched 2 2/3 innings yesterday, allowed 4 runs on 7 hits, and he struck out a man. This is his 4th appearance in the last 5 games for Kansas City. In his previous 3 performances, he's pitched over 2 innings, or at least 2 innings in each, winning 2 against Cleveland and then losing out here yesterday. Chet Lemon will face him. Lemon yesterday singled off of him, and Soderholm hit a 3-run homer off of him. And you've got Lemon and Soderholm up right now, and we would like nothing better than to see a single and a 3-run homer. And now Mark Littell is up with Mengori. Well, it's really interesting how the fortunes of baseball change. Last year, the first 2 men up are late in a ball game in a crucial situation. It's Mengori and Littell, the left-hander and right-hander. This year, it's become Gurra and Bird.
Bird's statistics so far this season, he's 8-2 with no saves, even though he's only started 5 games. His earned run average, a rather high 5.22. This will be his 70th appearance. He's walked 17, struck out 51 in 69 innings, given up 40 earned runs, 41 runs, and 92 hits.
Well, he's given the White Sox 10 earned runs this year. He's got an ERA of 8.10 against the Sox. Here's Chet Lemon. Swings and misses at a bad pitch, a little anxious. Bird has a palm ball that's been his big pitch. Lemon today with a solo home run and 3 times to the plate. He represents the tying run. Right-hander ready. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Kansas City trying to win their first game of the series. The White Sox did what they wanted to do, win that first two, and then you're assured of the series of not losing any ground and having 4 games go by the schedule. We have another one to go here this afternoon. We may be playing with the lights on before this is over. Spencer with the lead at first, Mayberry playing behind him. Time is called as Bird goes in the windup. Something got in the eye of Chet Lemon. Called time and stepped out of the box. Doug Bird, the right-hander on the mound. Time is called again, and Bird goes to deliver. Now Herzog, or who's that? Steve Boros yelling down there. Time had been called. We've complained about it all year with hitters on both sides, the White Sox and the opposition, calling time when a pitcher's in the windup. That is illegal. But it happens time and time again, and it's happened twice here. Right-hander ready. The 2-strike pitch. Here's a swing and a long drive. Way back. Way back. It is. Going a home run. A 2-run homer. The game is all tied up. Balls in the last 2 days, and he's 8-0 in relief coming into this series, and this is a brand new ball game, and there's nobody out, and Soderholm comes up. The Royals got to be talking to themselves. Chet Lemon with his 2nd home run of the day, his 14th of the year. His 42nd RBI, and the crowd calls him out. This crowd is something. Well, I like what Whitey Herzog said today in the paper. He said the White Sox are a miracle, not the Mets. He said the Mets had Seaver and Kuzman. That wasn't a miracle. They were outstanding pitchers. He said this is a miracle.
35th Street.
So Eric Soderholm, the batter, he hit a home run off of Doug Bird. Boy, all of Herzog's strategy in this inning has gone right down the chute. There's a pitch inside a strike. He brought Gurr in to face the left-hander Spencer, who singled. He brought Bird, the right-hander, in to face 3 right-handed hitters, and Lemon hit a home run to tie it up. Here's the pitch. Fastball outside of ball. The White Sox have come back to tie it up on a 2-run homer in the 10th. The White Sox were given a gift in the 9th. The Royals were given a gift in the 10th. Here's the pitch. Ball 2. Everybody stepping in here represents the winning run. Remember, there's nobody out. Chet Lemon tied it up in the 6th with a homer. He's tied it up in the 10th with a home run. This would be a great one to win here. Marty Pattin was superb, outstanding pitcher today. An error took him out of the ball game in the 9th. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Low ball 3. A bad one would put the winning run on with nobody out. And Gorey and Littell continue to warm up in the bullpen. A run charge to Gurr, a run charge to Bird. The 3-1 pitch. Checked his swing, not in time, it's a strike. So the count goes full. Three-2 the count to Soderholm. Here's the pitch. Low ball, he walked it. The winning run is on. Nobody out. Brian Downing, the batter. No move to the bullpen. They're going to go with Bird. If he should lose Downing, you can be sure they'll bring Mangori in to face Garr. The amazing White Sox have come back for the third time today. Lemon spoiled Pattin's perfect game with a homer to lead off the sixth. An error by Joe Zeb opened the doors to tie it up in the ninth. After 2 out and nobody on, Stoney walked 2 men, and they both came around to score for Kansas City to jump out in front 4-2. But the Sox have come back with a single, a home run, and a walk. The punch to Downing is up high a ball. He wanted a bunt. Mayberry charging in. Brett charging in. Whenever I see this, I remember the great Larry Jackson used to pitch for the Cardinals and the Cubs. They would charge at him, and he just slapped that ball by the third baseman for a double oftentimes. Like to see it here. Here's the pitch. Low. Anthony's a strike. 1-1. Pitch was low. Brian couldn't handle it. Bird coming in with nothing but heat on these last 2 pitches. Fastball, slider, palm ball pitcher. The winning runs at first with nobody out. Here's the pitch. It's a bunt. It's a good one. Bird off the mound. Has it. Tags Downing, and the winning run goes to second base with 1 out. And Ralph Garr, the batter, and here comes Herzog. They're not going to let Bird face anybody else.
Ralph Garr now has a chance to continue that hitting streak. We thought he was through in the ninth, but he has a chance to go on and make it 12 in a row, and much more importantly, to get the winning run across in this game.
Well, I would love nothing better than to see Ralph Garr extend his hitting streak to 12 in a row, because that could conceivably drive home the winning run. Doug Bird is out of the ball game. He pitched a third of an inning. He's allowed 1 run, and he is the pitcher of record right now. Steve Stone has been taken off the hook. Steve Mengori comes in, left-handed pitcher, was used out here the other night, allowed 2 runs on 4 hits and walked a man in 2 innings of relief. And Chet Lemon hit a home run off of Mengori the other night.
All right, Mengori for the season, ERA of 3.14. This will be his 29th appearance. He's won no games at all. He's lost 3 and has 3 saves. Pitched 48 innings, given up 44 hits, 19 runs, 17 of them earned, 4 home runs, walked 13 and struck out 12. He's hit 1 batter and had 2 wild pitches. So, in a seemingly endless stream of pitchers, this is Steve Mengori.
All right, Larry Gura pitched to 1 batter, charged with 1 run on 1 hit. Bird pitched a third of an inning. He's allowed 1 run on 1 hit, and he walked a man. So it's going to be up to Garr and Bannister here. What they might do, first base is open. Pitch to Garr, the left-handed hitter. If they get him out, walk the right-handed hitter and face Orta, the left-handed hitter again. We'll have to wait and see. They've got Littell in the bullpen. Brett, Mayberry, and White had a conference while Mengori was getting in his warm-up tosses. Now Brett goes back to talk to Mengori. Mengori against the White Sox this year is 0-1. Earned run average against the Sox, 4.32. Ralph Garr, the batter. A base hit could win it here. Now Porter wants to go to the mound and talk to his pitcher. The White Sox have come back 3 times today. They came back twice to win it Friday. They came back yesterday to win it, and they've come back 3 times here today. The adage, never say die, really is applied to this ball club. Here's Mengori's first pitch. Here's a swing and a shot, base hit! Here comes the runner around! Here's the throw to the plate! Soderholm coming in! Jack Quinn! Ralph Garr, base hit to left field! Everybody's grabbing it! Here go the White Sox to get Garr! The Sox, unbelievable! 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 Ralph Garr has come through! Oh, Mary, you're going to have to give the total. Not too excited.
Just got to keep from losing my voice. The first pitch, Garr laces into left field, and the Kansas City Royals are leaving the field in disbelief.
I tell you, these Royals must be demoralized. I have never in my life seen anything like it. It's the most fantastic showing I've ever seen. The total for the Royals, 4 runs on 9 hits, 1 error. For the White Sox, 5 runs on 6 hits and no errors. And you can hear the fans saying, we're number 1.
Let's listen to them. Have done it again. Coming back for the 3rd time today. And the decision not to keep Marty Pattin in the ball game has turned out to be a big one, as the bullpen for Kansas City did not come through. Down 4-2, the White Sox come back and win it with 3 in the 10th, 5-4. They now lead Minnesota and Kansas City by 6.5 games. Oh, boy. Oh, we got to give you the totals and everything. Do we have a commercial so we can take a breath? Oh. You gave the totals already, Mary? All right. Sox win it 5-4. Unbelievable. I still don't believe it. Oh, this has got to be. Each day it gets better. Each day they overdo themselves. Oh. Unreal. A 9th inning error opens it up. They come back and tie it. 2 walks after 2 outs eventually gives the Royals 2 runs, but they come right back to score 3 and win it. The only out in the inning was a sacrifice that moved the winning run into scoring position. Oh, what a game. And we've got another one to go. 1 more to go. The White Sox are assured of winning 3 out of 4 in this series from Kansas City now. It's Saturday. We're going to have a break for about 30 minutes. So we should be back with you around 4:15, 4:20. We'll let you know down the line. But stay tuned now. There's some great music on WMAQ. Who's going to handle the records? Well, whoever it is, they're going to be able to talk. I know that. So the White Sox win it 5-4 in 10 innings. We'll be back in a half hour with the second game. So long, everyone.
And now, Ron Helton on your radio station, WMAQ.